Hello everybody and welcome to the Easy Allies Community Showcase for the month of March. It was a bit of a hot potato, this community showcase. This is, usually we're pretty good. We try to be pretty good because, in case you're wondering, this is a $10 and above tier, patreon.com/easyallies, where our patrons submit pretty much whatever they want. They can give us, originally started as community comments and then evolved to include art and drawings and photographs, screenshots, videos, and music. Those are like the main categories we're going to be covering today. And we try to let our allies know as early as possible who's going to be on the showcase so that they can submit stuff, potentially comments or art or something like that for that specific person. And we originally were going to have Mr. Brad Ellis. Brad Ellis went out of town. We're going to have Ian Hank. Ian Hank went out of town. Daniel Bloodworth didn't go out of town. Bloodworth and I are still here representing for the community showcase. You were the next person on the list. I didn't start doing that right off the bat, but I do have a list now. And so I will put you down. So hopefully, it's kind of like jury duty. Like, you know, hopefully you don't have to report. Maybe December or November will be the earliest you can expect to see Mr. Daniel Bloodworth again. But we got a lot of stuff, always more comments than anything else, but a lot of great, really great music, a lot of fun. Got a fun Bloodworth tribute video coming up later in this episode. We're going to kick things off. I almost wonder if you can guess who has the first comment on the showcase.
Alexander?
Close. I don't know if we have one for... No, Zero Enough made a video.
Oh, okay.
Which means, yeah, hopefully Jason A. Sackle was second on your list. Because Sackle not only shows up with the comments, but shows up with the lengthy comments. So I'm going to go through a ton of comments. It'll probably take us like over an hour to read all of the wonderful updates from our community. And then we will get into... Alexander Zirianov. And then we will get into more multimedias. And thank you for all the subs and resubs, everybody. Let's get into it. Jason A. Sackle. For February, I played Tetris 99, which I have not played at all. I'm assuming you played it.
I've played way too much of it.
Way too much? Too much?
Be very careful.
Regrets?
Be very careful with that game.
Oh no, the warning.
That game kept me up till past 7 at one point. The one more try effect is very strong.
7?
Yeah.
In the morning?
Yeah.
That is awesome. But you know why that's awesome? Because, and we have sentiments in this showcase that say as much, but like, Bloodworth, in my opinion, you're very responsible, and you're very helpful in this enterprise for keeping us in check with a lot of the things we have to do. And so when you lose control, I'd say when you go too far. It's fantastic, addictive, and lots of fun. Great game. I also finished playing Kingdom Hearts 3. Yes, the game was fun, but boy, did it have issues. The pacing in Kingdom Hearts 3 is a mess. All right, folks, let's start it off. Here we go, Community Showcase. As a conclusion to this major story arc that started back in 2002, it didn't feel like it until way late into the game. There's story beats and events that could have transpired throughout the duration instead of being shoved to the end. By doing this, the Disney worlds felt like more of a distraction from the plot and ultimately filler. There are bits and pieces that get revealed briefly in cutscenes during these segments, but they feel shoved in rather than being woven in naturally. Part of the issue is that reasons stated for going there ultimately never come to fruition. Actually, there are a lot of things that end up amounting to nothing. After the last Disney world you visit, there's a mission that might have served better as a midpoint. It would have helped break up the Disney adventures with something that furthers the overall story. Kingdom Hearts 2 did this with events that transpired in Hollow Bastion when you assisted the Final Fantasy gang and did the 1000 Heartless battle. Aside from a few cutscenes, Kingdom Hearts 3 shoving so much at the end made the actual conclusion feel rushed. Some characters aren't given enough time to breathe, to where they come off completely two-dimensional. Unfortunately, more time seemed to be spent on recreating Disney scenes shot for shot, rather than time on moments that fans of the series were probably waiting for. Ultimately, the storytelling was really bad. I'm not even talking about the writing. Just basic storytelling 101. Well, other things to note real quick, the frame rate had issues. Have you heard this? Frame rate issues, Kingdom Hearts? I thought it was one of the better performing games of the gen. The gameplay wasn't as deep as previous numbered Kingdom Hearts games. That's interesting, because I have not played a lot of Kingdom Hearts, but I have played it, and from even just the slice that I played was pretty deep. There just never felt like a time like I needed to think what I was doing. There we go. I didn't die at all, not even the secret boss. I never had to really block, learn the mechanics, or learn the enemy's attack patterns in order to win. The triangle commands in battle also popped up way too often to the point that it was a joke. Now I still enjoyed and love Kingdom Hearts 3. The game is absolutely gorgeous at times. They tried different things with some of the worlds, which was neat. I love that, as negative as Sackle is, no spoilers.
Right.
He's like, there was that one part that was cool and I thought that was all right. The Disney characters undermining the plot to Kingdom Hearts was amusing. I had a lot of fun exploring the Disney worlds, looking for chests and lucky emblems, even nabbing more than enough lucky emblems to unlock the secret ending on my first go. In the end, I leave this game feeling less hyped on the Kingdom Hearts series than I did going into it. Maybe the DLC, which I'm sure there will be, as Kingdom Hearts has done the final mix stuff previously, will change my mind. Tough to have many responses following that from Daniel Bloodworth and Brandon Jones in terms of Kingdom Hearts 3. Are you going to play Kingdom Hearts 3 in 2019?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Yeah, me neither. I feel bad.
Oh, somebody was checking out my shirt. You recognize my shirt? Do you remember this shirt?
Is that Chocobo? Or is that, wait, no. That's like a, is that Blitzball? Is it a soccer ball? What is that?
Look at the ball closer. You'll figure it out.
Is that Pokeball? I don't know.
Super Metroid shirt.
Oh, okay. A little Chozo baby, a little.
Not the Chozo, but the little the birds that teach you the speed boost.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I have not.
Oh,
don't have a lot of history.
Okay, got it.
With Metroid.
But yeah, so basically it's like
Metroid 1 is probably the most I've ever played.
It's almost like a contextual tutorial.
Oh, okay.
So like after you get the speed booster, you fall down this hole, and then there's this bird that shows you how to like use the speed booster to launch yourself.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I love it. Brandon K. Gann. I finished Kingdom Hearts 3. And this is not the Kingdom Hearts. This is all in chronological order, so. But it's taken a while for people to finish Kingdom Hearts. For a long time, I've been wanting to make that statement a fact. And after about first couple of weeks post-launch, the dream has become a reality. Of all the games I've been anticipating, none have I waited longer for than the final installment of this wildly everywhere story. I have to say, just shy of 60 total hours of playtime, seeing and doing everything possible in the game lived up to years of waiting. It surprised me in being more on the easier side of things, but that didn't take away from just how much fun I had. The tools of combat were fantastic, from the attractions to magic and team attacks to Keyblade form changes. And that Ultima weapon has become my new favorite video game weapon of all time, both in use and design. I loved traveling to the Caribbean. Blowing up ships and searching islands for sunken or hidden treasures made it become my favorite world, not only in this game, but the entire series as a whole. We're breaking records here, folks. I was enamored with Olympus finally being a fleshed out world instead of a Colosseum in a small underworld. Instead, there's the town of Thebes, the fully scalable mountain, and the realm of the gods. But of course, there's nothing more memorable than the entire sequence at the Keyblade Graveyard. But while I'm satisfied with my time in Kingdom Hearts 3, I do have two major critiques. Final Fantasy being faded out and many unanswered questions surrounding several plot points. The lack of Final Fantasy characters is the more disappointing issue, as Kingdom Hearts was founded on the union of Square's beloved franchise and Disney coming together in what should be known as gaming's most bizarre matrimony. See, Brandon, even from my limited knowledge of Kingdom Hearts, you're grasping. Every time I bring this up, it's like, yeah, well, yeah. The implementation of these characters, especially in Kingdom Hearts 2, makes the game stronger, so their absence is noticeable, especially when there are several parts of this game that could have been left out. Looking at you, 100 Acre Wood, and Let It Go. Let it go? What? Yeah, let it go. I shall say absolutely nothing regarding story-specific gripes beyond many of my unanswered questions were posed or touched on during the final act of the game, epilogue and confounding secret movie included, and now upon completion, I'm left with that bittersweet feeling only ambiguity can provide. Now that I've put Kingdom Hearts 3 down, I played Metro Exodus, and by the time this is read, I'm already done with it as well and enjoyed it too. You probably play that. You probably will sometime, maybe?
That seems like a Bloodworth. I've played the first few hours, but yeah, I haven't played much of anything the past couple weeks.
But you got it. It's loaded in the library.
Yeah, you can go back to it whenever you want to. With Epic Store,
love this by the way,
winding up or whatever, they've started doing press programs. So there's Epic press accounts that me and Ben have.
Oh, must be nice.
So like every once in a while we get an email like, this game's on your Epic press account.
Oh, well, I was gonna say I got those free Oculus games, but the Oculus isn't here, so they're not mine anymore. I'm already looking. I'm already done with it as whoa. And by the time this is read, I'm already done with it as well and enjoyed it too. Looking at the rest of 2019, unless two games I'm looking forward to are dated and released this year, one I see being possible yet unlikely, and the other I highly doubt. Gotta know what those are. It could be anything. I don't see anything else that I'm looking forward to that could supplant Kingdom Hearts 3 as my personal goatee. That said, there are 7 games to have officially been dated for this year I want, and I can't wait for the next 10 months. I finally did it. I finished Kingdom Hearts 3. Do you think February is like too early to be like, goatee? This is my goatee so far. Like, do you get into that language, that mentality, goatee so far?
Not necessarily. I think the main thing is that there are so many games that are kept secret that we don't know what the back half of the year looks like.
Right.
So, yeah, I think that's like one of the main things that keeps me from doing that kind of thing.
I did the most anticipated for Cup of Jones this last episode, and like half of the games on that list didn't have a release date yet.
Yeah.
And we're already like, you know, a quarter of the way through the year. So yeah, there you go. I'm curious if, because that was a prediction on enjoying Metro Exodus, I'm curious if you actually did, Brandon. Something happened later in that game that you were like, oh, wait, changed my March post. Caesar Villa. Hello, Blood and Jones. How cool is video game music? Blood, how cool?
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, right? Somebody tweeted the other day that they were at a market, and someone asked him, like, what do you do? And he's like, I write music for video games. And they said, I didn't know video games had music. And it's like,
what?
That's like 1970s behind the time. There are not many video games that have been released in the world that don't have any sort of music in it whatsoever.
And the ones that sort of lack quote-unquote music have musical sound effects.
There's something happening,
So, so when you're interacting with it, they're making music,
You can tell I like it a lot, given my running theme in the Q&A asking for your favorite game scores. But to be honest, and I love that, by the way, I love doing that. The Sega Saturn was a stretch, though. I only came up with like one suggestion. But to be honest, it is not something that I can be very loud about in my circles. I remember the first time I saw a mini-bosses video, circa 2006, and I couldn't believe my eyes. It was posted on video.google.com, a site that tried to compete with YouTube before Google quit and just bought the competition. There were 4 guys playing Mega Man tunes adapted to metal, and they had people around rocking with them, chanting at the right parts, just having a good time. I felt I was in a parallel universe where there existed a community that actually had what I didn't even know I wanted. Soon after that, I found another band called The Advantage. Similar concept, just not as hardcore metal, more of a melodic rock arrangement, but they had some awesome tunes too. Fast forward 13 years, and the video game music cover landscape has flourished. You can find almost anything in YouTube. This is part of that arm. We got some video game tunes coming up later in this.
Nice.
Oh, there's one that I'm gonna start crying. I'm so happy about it. The music game cover landscape has flourished. You can find almost anything on YouTube, to hardcore metal with Family Jewels, to the hard rock of epic game music, to the weirdness of the a cappella songs of Smooth McGroove, and the Mexican flavor of Mariachi Entertainment System. To the sublime interpretations of respectful symphonies. There's definitely something for everyone. If you are expecting a point, there is none. I just wanted to use this space to showcase this art form that is the video game music, and the video game music cover. Don't take it for granted, kids. I would love to find some other 3 guys that want to rock some Mega Man tunes as much as I do. Love and respect, Caesar. So you love video game music so much. What is your music like background? Have you ever played an instrument or?
Oh, no. But I did work in radio for a couple of years, and I've been on tour with some bands.
They have on the technical side of it. Yeah, you've definitely like seen people on stage and have been. Behind the scenes.
Yeah, I haven't done anything with audio for years, and like now that I've been around like real professional audio engineers, I'm just like, you're way above my head. Like they've got like theories of life almost based on like the way sound waves interact. I'm just like, holy crap,
when you get to that level.
Like I don't know. But like I guess originally, like just in like my tiny little church that I grew up in, at some point they decided to like just put speakers up and like have a microphone for the preacher, and so like around that point, then it's like okay, just move the sliders. But I don't even know if like the people that were teaching me knew anything else about the board. It's just like just do this if it starts squealing, and then raise the volume or lower the volume, and then like there's another church group that was connected to the radio station I worked at, where we met in a warehouse.
Okay.
And we would on like weekends we'd have like local bands.
Oh, cool.
Come in, and so I would.
And the acoustics were good, and the big.
No, I mean it's like punk rock scene.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, so I would do. Some audio for that, and then when I worked at the radio station, like for the most part, I was just sort of going through music and like because kind of like with us in games, like people just send in albums.
Oh yeah.
And so I just like go through and like listen to all kinds of stuff, and then there would be the stuff that I like well, I know this doesn't fit the radio station's format, so can I have this? I want this. This is good. I know you're not gonna play it. Give it to me. So yeah, and then now, like I said, I haven't worked with any kind of audio stuff for a long time. And now what I do at church is I work with everything that's on the big screen.
Right.
We got actually an LED wall recently, which is pretty cool. Now it's like the brightest light in the room. It's so crazy. Nice. But yeah, so any kind of like slides and lyrics is the main thing. And so like with lyrics, like there's a certain timing because you're having to put things up before the band actually sings them so that everyone else in the room can also sing them.
Oh, right. So lyrics for the stage, not for the audience.
Lyrics for the audience.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then, so because everyone sings along in church, right?
Oh, right.
So,
yeah.
So, like, there's a certain timing and rhythm that it goes along with that. So it's like its own, like, instrument in its own way. And then, like, I try to hit things on the beats and time things to go with, like, what the drums are doing, what the lights are doing, and all that.
Do you sing along? Like, are you in the back there rocking out with everybody?
Not while I'm doing lyrics.
Oh.
No. When I'm just there when somebody else is doing them.
That's what I love, because I like to sing. That was my musical background. I played piano for a while, but I did a lot of musical theater, and so I picked up sheet music, and definitely have an appreciation of that. But what I love about church is everybody's got to sing. Like I love like nudging like my mom. Like, come on. She's like, no, I'm not gonna. And I'm just like, it doesn't matter if you sing bad. Come on, try it. I just love forcing over just a random room of people. Just sing. Kyle Lee, hey, Jones and Blood. This month has been interesting. Oh, for reference, I changed as many Ian's to Bloods as I could find.
Okay, sure.
Some people wrote specific messages to Ian. I'm just going to skip those because they can, include those in another showcase. And I will try to get, I'll try to get Brad for the next showcase, and then Ian will be in the showcase after that. But if all goes well. But I might have missed one. And anytime it said, hey, Jones and Ian, I just changed it to Blood. Assuming they meant blood, the slang. Bloodworth is a bit formal for the showcase. This month has been interesting, as it's the first month since I started PS Plus that I've actually played the games on offer. For Honor, and you got to grab those right away, right? Like if it's March, I can't get the February ones. I can still play them, but you just go get them sometime in the month, and you can play them whenever.
Get them while they're available. Yeah.
For Honor and Hitman both seemed interesting, but they were both outside of my comfort zone, so I was never just going to buy them. For Honor story mode seems kind of interesting, but it's hard not to feel like you're disconnected from it all. I've yet to try multiplayer because it's difficult for me to wrap my head around the combat so far. Might jump back in, might leave it be. PS Plus. Hitman is a different story, as I've fond memories of playing Hitman 2 as a kid. The new version is very fun, but it makes me super anxious. Everything feels so high stakes in a way most games don't capture. Because of that, I can't play for too long, but I've made it through Sapienza, and that was one of the wildest things ever. Also on the docket, I've returned to Stardew Valley, this time on the Switch. When I first played on PS4, I got about halfway through Year 3 before setting it down. As we stand now, I'm heading into the end of Year 3 on the Switch, and I am having a blast. This is the ideal way to play this game, in handheld mode while watching TV or listening to a podcast. With that said, the jolly music is great, so you shouldn't ignore it. The best part of doing a second run of this game is that you're able to plan your farm more efficiently from the get-go. I truly love this game. Yeah, I just cannot get into Stardew Valley. It's some glitch in my brain, but when the original Builders came out on Switch and I played through those campaigns again, like, man, I was just crossing every T and dotting every I, like doing it perfectly. As I've talked about in the past, I have a lengthy backlog. To tackle this, I've come up with a new way to pick a game when I'm not sure what to play. I route out a list of games with numbers next to them, and then roll a die that matches the number of entries. Whichever one comes up 3 times is my next game. This time I did it, the winner wasn't a backlog game. Instead, it was a challenge. As of the morning I'm writing this, I now have the Platinum Trophy for Nier Automata, which I beat the first time almost a year ago.
Wow.
I was so glad to go back to that world, to get back to that headspace where the human condition is so adeptly examined through the lens of androids and machines. I still come back to my #1 piece of praise for this game in the numerous ways it allows you to curate and customize your experience. I have no real idea how a new Nier could be made, but I'll be there day one. As for the next month, I'm not sure what I will be playing, but I've been considering a return to the hallowed halls of Bulworth Academy. We'll see where the die lands. Love and respect, Kyle Goldilocks Lee. Bulworth Academy?
What about?
Does that ring a bell?
Bullies, right?
Yeah. Not the only bully comment we've got in this episode, folks. Woohoo! Oh yeah, we're talking bully. Interesting. I have a ton of respect for to let the die make that decision. Because like ultimately it's going to rest in something, and you're going to be like, well, You're going to come up to you're going to like the same reasons you weren't necessarily automatically going to gravitate toward it. So the fact that you can just be like, all right, you know, even if I have reservations or I maybe want to play something else more than this, the die has spoken. Gino Elite. Hey, Brandon and Bloodworth. I just wanted to let you all know that I've been writing a book in my spare time. It's taken quite some time, but I look forward to sharing it with everyone at the Easy Allies community at some point. I have a good deal of it done, and if anyone is interested in reading the first chapter, I will leave a link below. And that link is available. I will make the community showcase post public after the showcase. And you can go check out that link, along with anything else that you see, art or videos or anything. Thanks for everything. Love and respect from Boston. Where's your book, Blood?
Where's my book?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You got a book in you. I know you do. If you had to, something happened.
If I had to, yeah, I'm sure I could.
It was the dying wish of a loved one. What would the book be?
Oh, what would it be?
It could be
anything.
anything.
That's the hardest part, dude. Come on.
Write a book.
Once you get the subject, then the book writes itself. But I mean, come on.
What? Well, yeah, if it's autobiographical, if it's just you, like, off the top of your head, but if you're creating characters and stuff, you know, like concepts.
Right, but I mean, it's like once you know where you're going, and you start writing, and it's like, oh crap, I need to know more about this, and you do some research, and you figure out what the heck that's about. And
see, it's that easy. Gino, I'm stoked. I can't wait. Christian Thomas, g'day both to Brandon and Blood. There's a Cup of Jones episode dated November the 11th, 2016 that I hoped to promote this community showcase as it features a thought piece defining the mantra of love and respect. It is a thought piece on that's the entirety of the video, and I hadn't seen this in a long time. Remember this? It was right after the election.
Oh.
It was like a week after the election, and I made a video just explaining personally what I thought about love and respect. It's still exclusive for patrons, so anybody watching this. Or anybody that submitted to this can go check that out.
Yeah, or if you want to find it, you can go to the forum post
on EasyAllies.com.
It's got a list of every episode. You should be able to find it pretty easy.
So I figured that as we are currently at our highest Patreon total so far, it would be worth encouraging any new participants who may speculate if there is a well-reasoned honesty that fuels this ideology. Simply put, there is every chance your confidence in this endeavor will grow once this episode has been reviewed and Brandon's heartfelt words have been considered. I know personally it's been very influential to my own participation with the Easy Allies. Brandon, when your words come from a good place, they can definitely inspire. Secondly, could we please get some Sophies in the chat to honor the tireless knights Bloodworth endures to keep this whole shebang cranking. The way in which Blood has remained involved with our sentiments as a collective has proved invaluable. Truly appreciate your work, Blood. Till the next showcase, Christian Thomas. Let's get those Sophies going. See how many we get. Sophies for Blood. I love that there are Blood emotes, but he wants Sophies for Blood. Like, that's the ultimate. If you get your own emote, it's like, well, okay, yes, I'm here. I've attended. I'm in the room. But when you get Sophies in your name,
man, 3 embargoes the other night.
That's a huge deal. Yeah. The other night, it was like the morning before when you said
it was midnight, and then 2. But I mean, we had to watch the review, so I wasn't sure when that was going to finish.
It's been a crazy week.
I remember it was like 7:15. I think Ben might still be in here. It was like 7:15, and then Ben's like, I still have to watch it. And I'm like, oh, I hope you like it.
Yeah,
because it's got to go up real quick.
Yeah. What is nice is my new PC is so much faster. So if I have a 10-minute review, I can export that in like 6 minutes, get it up. But yeah, it's an interesting video where I talked about love and respect. He included the link, Christian did, and I was like, all right, you know, like, what is this like? And it's hilarious because I'm on the couch. I got the mic arm. Remember those? Mm-hmm. You know, like it's old school. I was like the whole time I was talking, I kept like looking.
You've got another mic arm now, though.
I was like looking at. I do. Oh yeah, I got that right. A little windy guy. I kept looking in the background, being like, oh, the paper towels are up, and oh, we hadn't put in the booth yet, and it's a fun little time capsule. But it's also good because we say love and respect a lot, so it's good to get that in there. Okay, Blood, you're up. It's time for your time to shine.
Oh.
Hello, Blood and Jones. This is from Dan Allen. All the love, all the respect this month, as always, meaning this project's never going to end. The Shenmue EZA dub project chugs along. Oh. This month, Mr. Daniel Bloodworth, I have 2 separate roles for you to read for. The first one is a nice lady named Kondo-san. She is part of a duo of gossip girls that hang out by the payphone. Please read the following lines if you would be so kind. I'm going to skip ahead really quick. The second and more important role is that of Ine-san. Is she Ryo's grandmother, or perhaps just a nice lady that looks after the Hazuki family for a long time? Hard to say. You play this important elderly woman.
I don't think it's grandmother.
And also at the end, I need one solid, like you're looking at a letter you just pulled out of a mailbox. A letter you never expected to see. That is all. Thanks as always. I'm sure it was magical. Until next month, love and respect your friend, Dan Allen, of Detroit, Michigan. So you know about the project, right?
A little bit.
I think it's the first one that's...
I haven't watched the Damiani, but it was, you know, it rippled. You know, you hear about it.
You can feel it. You were at home like, what is this? What am I feeling right now? So yeah, so they're all in quotes, and you might want to get a little bit closer to, you know, don't scream it into the microphone, but definitely make sure you're pointed right at that guy. So.
Kondo-san, so it's a middle-aged gossip, but she's a nice lady.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, yo. The day of the incident? You mean the day it thundered, right? I didn't see them. Not that I'm aware of. But you know, Sumiya-san knows about everything that goes on around here. It'd be good if you try asking Sumiya-san. Alright, and then Ine-san. Yo-san. I'm alright, but Hazuki-sensei. And then, we're not injured, is that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Same character, but not injured.
Okay, got it. A letter for Hazuki-sensei? Yo-san, you should be resting. Yes, but I must keep busy. Otherwise, I'll get depressed. Yes. Oh, by the way, I have this for you. This is for today. From tomorrow, I'll leave it on top of the shoe cabinet every day. Fukuhara-san, I believe he's in the dojo. Yo-san, you mustn't be reckless. It won't change anything. I don't wish to scold you, but... that's it, that's all.
Gotcha.
I'll say what I have to say. And then is from her or from anyone?
Oh, maybe do two. Maybe do a male and female version, just in case. Okay. Yes. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this project.
It was funny. Honestly, I've done this.
Is that what your VO sounds like? Or are you imitating Shenmue? Or I don't even know. Like,
well, yeah, that's the thing. I'm picturing what like Ine-san sounds like.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's
but it's so great because like there's no concrete direction throughout on any of this. So I just love that like the performances are going to be all over the place. I thought Damiani was going to get like really silly, be like, oh, loud and like he like got into character. Like, oh man, I know it's going to take a long time, and it should. I mean, it's, you know, all good things do. But oh, very excited. Bearded Scotsman 86. Howdy, Brandon and Bloodworth. Can I get a yeehaw? Yeehaw! Nice. Yeehaw. At the start of this month, I was having checking out a PSN sale and decided it was time to pick up one of Rockstar's great games. I've had a blast running around, getting into trouble, and helping people out. I'm, of course, talking about Bully. I picked it up on PS4 and have been working my way through the story and side objectives. It has been a long time since I last played Bully, so the story feels fresh again. The skateboard and bicycles are fun modes of transport, which you don't often get in games. Around a week after I picked up Bully, another of Rockstar games went on sale, Red Dead Redemption 2. After avoiding it at launch due to other games I was playing, I decided now is the time to pick it up. I'm having a great time trying to act more realistic and get into the world, rather than just treating it as a video game. I'm jumping back and forth between story and online. The downside of the online is not being able to pick the mode. I would just love to play the Battle Royale mode over and over, I agree. Hopefully once the beta period ends, they will add this option. I think they might. I think that's the way, like, it would make sense for a beta, because they're like, we don't want to give you the option because then you'll straight up just skip. You know, it's like, what if nobody plays this option?
Right.
And like, yeah, that's telling that like maybe we should just get rid of it, but like we still want to have that as even as possible because we are testing the modes. Hopefully once okay, when I reached Chapter 2, one of my first encounters was a man shooting at the train tracks. He was actually shooting bottles off the tracks.
Oh, okay.
On approach, he shouted that he wanted to challenge me to a shooting challenge to see who could shoot the most bottles. I shot more bottles and won. He then asked me to double the bet and go again. I thought I had best reload first and promptly punched him in the face. At this point, I had to fight and kill him, ending the challenge. A nice lesson in the mixed controls everyone was talking about. Yep. Luckily, he appeared later on in the same area to challenge me again. About halfway through the month, I had felt the urge to finish finish off some games, so I put Red Dead on hold. See, again, I just think it plays to lore. Your character was frustrated. He won fair and square, and then he was like, I'm not going to challenge you again. I'll punch you in the face. Seems fine to me. About halfway through the month, I felt the urge to finish off some games, so put Red Dead on hold. I decided to go back to Stories, The Path of Destinies. What's that?
Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that either. Blood and I get a lot of emails about games, and I've never heard of that. A fun enough game that has 25 different story combinations to play through to see it all. Unfortunately, the final trophy was for unlocking all upgrades, which meant replaying the story about 7 extra times than the required 25 times through to get enough XP. I then went back to Bully and finished it up. That took me to 130 platinum trophies and 169 completed games. So 39 that had no platinum. Finally, I want to take this chance to ask, what is happening with the Easy Allies official Rockstar crew? If you want some to help with adding people, I volunteer my service. Love and respect, Bearded Scotsman 86. Because the beta's still going on, and because there just wasn't a lot going on in online initially, and we were moving into the studio, I just didn't get involved. So yeah, there is a Rockstar social club called Easy Allies. That is run by someone whose name I do not remember, and he can't transfer it. He can't. Even if he shuts it down, I can't then get the name. Like, it's done, you know, he got it. And so I created Easy Allies Official, and I haven't invited anybody to that. So if you want to join Easy Allies and play with friends, then I recommend, joining Easy Allies. And I might be tempted maybe to just play with that social club when I finally do jump into Red Dead Online with the community, if that's something that makes sense later this year. But yeah, apologies. I feel bad. I talk about Red Dead a lot, and then here I am not playing online that much. Which is very telling in its own way. Pokey Clyde, crashing on HBO is great.
What's that? Crashing?
Crashing.
Okay.
I think it's about a stand-up comedian. It stars Pete Holmes, and fun fact, I've performed on stage with Pete Holmes.
Okay.
Pete Holmes was the host of the Film Fest.
Oh.
And that was just a Brad Winters poll. Brad was like, we're going to have a host. And I'm like, we are? I thought... all right, I thought I was going to host it. He's like, no. He's like, I thought it'd be funny if we get just a stand-up comedian to come in, and he's not going to announce everything. Like, you're going to provide the color commentary, the context. Like, here's Ashley Birch, here's Screw Attack. But he's like, I think it would just be funny for somebody to come in and maybe a celebrity, and yeah, Pete did a funny bit. But I remember whenever I've seen him pop up on Twitter or people talking about him. So funny guy, big goofball. True Detective season 3 is okay. I've heard amazing things about season 3. My brother was absolutely freaking out about it, and that guy just won an Oscar. So, Us from Jordan Peele looks incredible. I agree. There's a new trailer. I kind of don't want to watch it. There's a new Game of Thrones trailer. Kind of don't want to watch it.
Right.
I rarely get that way, but there's something about that Game of Thrones trailer recently. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna skip that. What? Why? I've been waiting so long. At this point, I've read all the books. Like, why am I gonna do that to myself? There we go. That's it from Pokey Clyde. Just. Crashing's great. True Detective season 3 is okay. Us looks incredible. I love have you seen the posters with the mask? Lupita with the mask, when she's like, she has a map for Us. She's got a mask of herself, and it's tilted to the side, and her eyes really wide, and she's crying, and they're really good. And the the general plot, they find doppelgangers of themselves who are running amok and.
No, I don't think
that's
so.
the Us. It's it's there's these weird. Are they aliens? Are they monsters? Are they imagining all of this? But that's what Us.
Wasn't there another show that was just about that?
Possibly. A lot of channels
that had.
But two things that I think are clever. One, the tagline is "Watch yourself," which is fun. It's watch yourself, be careful, but also watch yourself because watch yourself. And I noticed something. The Us logo. Is interesting because it's cursive. It's a big, thick cursive U and then the S. And
no,
there's
not
also
Orphan Black. It was with was it J.K. Simmons? That guy? He's in the.
I know he was on a show that I think Amazon had that I don't know. But I did not know.
There was an alternate timeline or something, and a government agency was keeping it secret. I can't remember exactly what it's called.
But the Us logo is cool because there's little lines outside of the bold lines, and I think it looks like someone trying to trace the word Us, which is fun too because it's imitation, and I wonder if that was the attempt behind that logo. Keanu La'a. Aloha, Ian and Brandon.
Counterpart, as they're saying, is
Counterpart.
the name of that show.
That was on Stars. All right. Longtime listener, first-time contributor, I am a DM for my friends, and lately my party of adventurers have been feeling invincible, plowing their way through like a raging bull. I've tried to teach them to use more finesse, but it seems like I'll need to be a little more direct. To that end, I've decided to create a nightmarish town for them to stumble their way through, where they won't be able to fight everything head-on. I'm taking inspiration from Silent Hill, Bioshock, and as you'll see in a bit, Bloodborne, which my players haven't played.
No Ravenholm?
Below is a ranked... oh, I guess just inspired by, but yeah, Ravenholm would be... I fought my way through Ravenholm. That was fun. Below is a link to an edited version of my introduction I may be using as my players arrive in the town. I'd love if I could get your opinion on it. I had to edit it down a bit so it was under the 500-word limit, and I failed at that. Deepest apologies. Feel free to edit it down to whatever you want. I'm really sorry. Thanks, Keanu La'a. So here we go. And this is fun because this is like an actual, like, you know, narrative here I get to do.
Yeah.
Unless you want to do it. Can I? It's okay if I do it?
It's okay.
The party continues walking down the cobblestone pathway out of the woods, as the sun begins cresting over the mountain range, hiding it from view. Darkness soon follows, and the shadows of the forest stretch and crawl out of the corners of your eyes. You come to the end of the forest and continue walking down the path, the surrounding area pitch black, save for the lanterns hung on lampposts every 20 or so feet. They glow dimly as a fog starts to roll in. Soon the vegetation that was so lush has given way to flatlands, paved roads, and damp bogs not too far off the beaten highway. A wind passes and sends a chill down your spine. It's dark, and it's silent. Apart from the sounds of your companion's footsteps and the chilled breeze rushing through. The fog becomes thicker as you search for some kind of civilization, a city or town, anything. Suddenly, the lantern lights flicker with a cold breeze. As their luminescence rises and falls, the wind rustles through the tree line. Twigs snap toward your left, and you all instinctively turn to face it. You start readying yourselves for an ambush or attack, training your eyes on the surrounding area for something, anything that could be lurking in the shadows. But the fog is becoming increasingly dense. Your vision becomes more and more obscured until the tree line disappears from view. Another sound from the ether pokes out from your right, and you turn to face it again, weapons at the ready. A particularly strong gust passes by and blows out all the lanterns, leaving you in perfect darkness. You brace for the worst, and after a few seconds, the lights spark and shine dimly once more, except now with a cold white glow. The wind has died, and the fog still just lingers in the air. 10 feet from you stands an old, frail figure in a trench coat and cane. His deeply weary and aged voice calls out to you all. My, my, my. It seems fate beckons once again. We're looking for Valorian, says Brenhoff. I hadn't realized there were still people living here. The old man chuckles to himself and cracks a wry grin before heaving a wet, crackling cough into his right hand. He takes a second to look at the palm of his glove with concern before reaching for a handkerchief in his coat, wiping his mouth, and putting it away. Resuming his sinister-looking smile, he says coyly, Oh, there aren't. Not anymore, anyway. His voice seems to echo from all directions, and yet it's something you hear, not something in your mind. The smile runs away from his face, and he puts both hands back into the cane in front of him before speaking again with a grim tone. Cutting it off! Nice. This whole thing is my jam. Yes, there's nothing I don't love about that. I love that the wind passes and the lights go out and then come on and he's there. I love that intro. What do you think?
Very good.
Any pointers? Pretty good. Says Bloodworth. Matthew Pauling. A quick one, but I just found out there is a condition called Hurler syndrome. Okay. Does Huber know there is something so close to his name, so close in his... Wait. There is something so close to his name, in name to his show.
Oh.
Sorry. Just curious.
Huber syndrome, Hurler syndrome, got it.
Yeah. I would love to know what that is. I gotta Google it. But since we don't have that information... Maybe you can all Google it. Nora Dennington. Good morning, afternoon, allies. Over the past few months, approximately right after I beat Assassin's Creed Origins, I felt a revitalization for the series. I thought to go back to the original, but quickly realized that it wouldn't scratch the very specific tower climbing itch that I had. So I bought the Ezio collection on PS4 and started my full series playthrough journey. So, here is my retrospective review of the Assassin's Creed franchise, because I don't know what time management is. Assassin's Creed 2. From what I remember, this is one of my favorites. years, and I understand why. It defined the open world format that is still used 9 years later. It still has some of the best collectibles in any open world game. They all motivate you in different ways and keep you invested throughout. While the story progresses, you can also renovate your villa, which I love so much. And this is the kind of economy that I love in games, where you have a reason to invest your money since you constantly go back to your home over time and see it grow. However, there are many aspects that don't hold up also. I found many little annoyances with climbing, where I'd occasionally jump in a direction I didn't intend to, or stop on the side of a building when a ledge is right above me. That still happened in Odyssey. There were times in Odyssey where I'm like, just get up there. What are you doing? And like, it's like sometimes there's like an initial jump where you're just like, okay, oh wait. Okay, and then it goes the second time, and the game was just like, no, you cannot climb this wall. I'm like, and for a game as big as Odyssey, I would, expect to find those every now and then, but you go back and play the originals, and it's like, we've come so far, and it's like, we still run into those. Most of these games have those problems, so I won't mention it again. I don't forget the point in the story where you finally get the Apple of Eden, your goal since Chapter 2, only for some monk to steal it and become the ruler of Italy for a chapter. You spend the next 3 to 4 hours killing his 9 lieutenants, stopping you in your tracks. This type of game design reminds me of many GameCube games, adding an unneeded checklist to increase game length. Calling out the GameCube specifically.
Yeah, that's weird.
I guess just maybe that era?
Sure.
Maybe Nora's console of choice in that gen was the GameCube. Yeah. However, at the end of Assassin's Creed 2 and its platinum, I think it holds a warm place in my heart. Final score, 8. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, one of my faves. I think my 3rd favorite now. When I was younger, I regarded this lower than the rest of the Assassin's Creed games. I saw its use of a single city limiting compared to 2, but now I can see that it shifted focus from openness to density. This was Act 2 of Ezio's story. He had his adventure, but now needed to build an empire. There were many gameplay improvements, new weapon types, mission variety, and a renovation system that applied to the whole of Rome, with much more longevity. Now that missions have extra objectives, the lack of a return to the last checkpoint feature is greatly missed, as you can fail those objectives and have to restart the whole mission. Oh, interesting. In the end, Brotherhood's gameplay loop is engaging until the end, but definitely streamlined some elements that made 2 so magical. Final score, 8.5. I'll update this every month, as reviewing every single AC game turns out to be a lot greater than 500 words. So see you soon! Happy showcase, Green Bendy. Yeah, I probably feel that way. I think actually I just recently played Brotherhood. I played the whole thing. If you want to check it out, Easy Allies Plays. Assassin Alliance, I think I called the stream. And yeah, that game was not as good as I remember. Just because they've made, just movement specifically, they made so many advancements to how you run around that world. But I love where Assassin's Creed's at now, and I still love that game. It's a lot of fun. And that don't get Assassin's Creed 3 on the Switch, but that PS4 collection is really great. Liquid Ender, Jonesy, Blood, greetings from Spain. It doesn't say blood. Hope you are well and having a good time in the showcase. Seeing that, oh no. It's like this whole post is for Ian. Okay, since like the whole post is, I will read it and I will pass it along to Ian. Since Ian is there, I have some things to share. Ian, I was wrong about Bloodborne. I didn't get it. I didn't get it after 3 consecutive times of trying to play it in 2015. I considered it clumsy. Yeah, I know. Way too hard. And while I enjoyed the aesthetic and story, it just wore off. That was until, day after day, program after program, your obsession about it and how you compared it to all other games with few, if any, coming close, just made me try it one more time. I'm happy to say 90 hours in, and in New Game Plus, you were right. This is both one of the most well-crafted games in recent history and one of the more complex and well-crafted narratives in gaming. However, I'm also a big fan of conventional storytelling, and I feel that you're barring yourself in a way when you want to compare everything to Bloodborne's way of telling a story. Thank you! Other narratives, while conventional, are immensely compelling. Long story short, play and finish The Last of Us, darn it. I want your take on the narrative and its story. And Jonesy, sorry to say, it deserved Goaty for how its story well, okay, I had you until there. Stephen Beaumont. It deserves Goaty for how its story impacted me on many different levels. Love you both, never change, except with respect for The Last of Us, and love and respect from Madrid. You've played both Bloodborne and The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
I still need to finish Bloodborne somehow, though.
Oh, you never finished it? I never finished Old Hunters. The guys finished it for me. I think the first Easy Livin', they played Old Hunters, and that was my save file. So I was like, oh, thanks. I was having trouble with that boss. Thanks for finishing that. Stephen Beaumont. Hey, guys. I've been pretty depressed this month, so I haven't gamed as much as I would like to. Mwah for you, Stephen. I hope you're feeling better. One game that grabbed my full attention at the start of the month was Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. I picked this up dirt cheap, and man, I loved this game. I still have major hang-ups with the gallery shooter sections, which seemed very contrived, and how stealth is an option, yet you have no call-throw object that makes a sound option to bring your prey to you. Gripes aside, the acting by both main cast members is superb, and I feel lucky to have finally seen the day when an Australian is portrayed subtly, not just someone with an insane Cockney accent, voiced by an American, saying throw shrimp on the Barbie. By the way, in Australia, shrimp are small bait that would fall in between the grill. We can cook prawns in a barbecue, but they are better boiled. I gotta memorize that and say that every single time. That's so funny. Anywho, I haven't looked up the actress's name. Well, that's why you do shish kebab. That's why you get a long wooden. Look at that. Jones talking about cooking, but that's when you get.
Yeah.
And then I thought this was shish kebab.
But actually, maybe the best reason, or that's probably why there's shish kebabs, so that stuff doesn't fall through.
Oh yeah. Anywho, I haven't looked up the actress's name, but her, along with the script writers, gave a very believable script with subtle idioms that I love, saying bum for damn, saying China for mate, comes from Cockney slang, China plate, and saying smart arse and not smart ass. All tangents aside, I look forward to another adventure with Chloe and Nadine because they were so fun and energetic. The other game I've played despite myself is Galaxy of Heroes. Yeah. The key to this game is the Star Wars mobile game I play every day obsessively. The key art to this game is actively gross. I unlocked Mace Windu and Darth Vader a couple days ago, and then this morning at 12 a.m. when I booted up the game to finish my dailies, in the middle of the night I deleted the game. Fair. Thank God. I'd reached level 53 and the major grind was now setting in, so I think I'm ready to start gaming again. I'm happy-ish to say I got a couple MRIs, God they are expensive, and found a couple slight prolapses pressing on my nerves, and a benign tumor in my shoulder, and have been low on low-dose antidepressants for the pain and to help my depression anxiety. Wow. You are my constant. Thank you for being you. I love you all and hope you have a great 2019. Well, I hope this was good for you. I hope you enjoyed this as well, having your comment read. And I hope you get some love from the community, and I hope you feel better. But I love that. I've been watching, I know this is not Australia, but I've been watching the British baking show, and I want to try to maneuver the word Nick into my, like, oh, I'm gonna nick one of those. I love it. I'm like, oh, Nick, that's pretty good for, like, I'm gonna snag, or I'm gonna steal. I like Nick. I'm gonna try to add that one in there. Hope you're feeling better, Stephen. Dominic Barlow, hi, allies. I'm writing this at the International Terminal in Sydney. Back to Australia. A couple of hours before my plane to Los Angeles departs, my friend and I are headed to Austin for South by Southwest, where I will watch a ton of movies and stop by the gaming festival's indie corner. Never done South by Southwest. They got a lot of fun music stuff happening there, don't they?
Yeah, it's... I want to say it's like multiple weeks almost for them to kind of change focus.
I remember Spike would cover that, and so I would get to talk to people at Spike. Good old Spike. But, yeah, never been.
But yeah, I mean, Austin in general is just packed.
Never been, yeah, Austin's great.
Music venues.
After the festival, we'll head to Los Angeles, go to a bunch of theme parks, and finish it all off with the Easy Allies Mysterious Monster Mash and Meetup. I look forward to seeing you all there. Look for the guy in the orange Space Channel 5 shirt. Cheers, Dominic.
Kind of Funny Games is now hosting. Hey everybody.
For real? They love that community stuff. Best friends jumping on a Twitch. Love it. Straighten you. You're right, Batman. Go. Tag on. Zachary Walton.
For the Kind of Funny audience.
Yeah, sorry. I don't want Zachary Walton. Hey, Jones and Ian Bloodworth. Since I always like to play to my audience, let's talk about some From Software stuff as we get hyped for Sekiro in March. You're hyped for Sekiro, though.
Yeah.
Yeah? Sekiro looks sweet. I know that Ian really liked Return of the Obra Dinn, but did you know From Software made a similar game years earlier on the PlayStation? Did you know that?
They might need to tell me what the name of the game is. But
Echo Knight.
Nope.
No. And it's a first-person adventure horror game that has you exploring a ship that disappeared years prior. You go from room to room confronting the ghosts of those who died when the ship disappeared. They take you back in time to learn about their past and help them pass on. When they do, they drop an item called an astral piece. The more you collect, the better ending you'll get when you reach the end of the game. It's a really unique game where there's no combat in favor of puzzle solving. Of course, I said it's a horror game as well, and that comes from the form of vengeful spirits that will try to kill you. The only way you can fight back is taking a page from Luigi's Mansion and turning on the light in the room by finding the light switch.
They didn't take a page from Luigi's Mansion.
There's no light switching? Well, he's not a vacuum cleaner, obviously, but like... is there?
But I mean, it was
light doesn't
long before Luigi's Mansion, so...
Wow. Harsh. Couldn't even wait to the end of the comment. This is far more stressful than you might think, as it can sometimes be really hard to find it, or you can't access it until later in the game, so you're forced to come back to fully explore the ship. Overall, it's a really unique game. Sounds like it. The only downside is that it's super rare and hard to find these days. Echo Knight received 2 sequels. The first, The Lord of Nightmares, was also on the PlayStation and took place in a Gothic mansion. We never received this game because the first didn't do well, and it came out too late on the PlayStation's life cycle. We, however, did get the third game, Echo Knight Beyond. There you go. Kind of funny, fans. On the PS2, there was a similar game to the first 2, but took place on a derelict research station on the moon. It's also ridiculously rare and rather expensive. I love that those are like top 3. Like Ghost Ship, Old Mansion, Space Station. Like you're ticking all the horror ghost boxes.
Right.
In short, if you can find them or afford them, Echo Knight and its sequels are definitely worth playing, since they are all available after Lord of Nightmares received a fan translation in 2015. They are a look into From Software's amazing past, and one of the most eccentric developers that could go from RPGs to mech action to first-person adventure games. Oh, and if you were wondering, Deracine is definitely a spiritual successor to the Echo Knight series. A lot of people thought that the game came out of nowhere for From, but it has a lineage you can trace. So cool! What is not cool is that Ian's not here. I'm sorry, I missed that comment. But I love that. That's one of my favorite things about the showcase. Specifically, obviously, the comment section, but just highlighting a game. I'm like, never heard of that. I want that. I want to play that. This is awesome. Nathan Stewart, Bloodworth. Ian and Jones. On a recent podcaster stream, I remember Jones talking about how he was open to doing tabletop games as a podcast stream, and he brought up Werewolf. This reminded me of my group's absolute favorite role tabletop game, Avalon: The Resistance. I know what Avalon looks like. I've never played it. Similar to Werewolf or Mafia, a group of players are given roles that only they know. Then, a ritual is performed where certain players, depending on their roles, will learn information on the other players. Without going too much into the details of play, it's a far more strategic version of these types of games and allows for incredible subterfuge and banter. I've played this game probably more than all the other tabletop games combined. Games could last as short as 15 minutes or go as long as an hour and a half, depending on how long deliberations take, and it's good for 5 to 10 players. I cannot stress enough how good this game is, and I implores you to check it out if you were to follow up on this idea. Love and respect, Nathan. Do you know Werewolf or Mafia, or you ever played that stuff? I think that would be fun for a group stream. The trick
I wouldn't be good at it, but yeah.
The trick, well, it's not the point. You being bad at a game almost sells me more than anything. But the trick with Avalon is I wonder if there was a way that the community could still know, because if I know something,
oh sure,
it's way more fun. You know, I just wonder if there's like we could all close our eyes and then we could show chat what here's the person I'm playing, and then turn chat off so we can't read it. But then chat's just, loving it because they can see every part of it. I think that would be really fun. And that's like the main reason I'm excited to do that kind of stuff. Jeffrey Tessar. Hello, Jones and Ian / Blindworth. I wanted to take a minute to thank Ian, not only for all the elbow grease he's been putting in lately, but for something personal I've been holding on to for a while. After EZA initially assembled 3 years ago, the holiday season came around, and I, like many allies out there, was in a difficult place in my life. The holidays were particularly bad for me that year. Right when I was thinking no one could understand how I was feeling, Ian put out a short video talking about how the holidays can be hard for us. He basically said that if you're having trouble, you aren't alone. Just do your best to make it through. That video made me feel so much better, like a release of pain that I didn't need to hold on to anymore. If I didn't have each of the 9 allies and friends, I would have lost it by now, but that particular moment when you put such a thoughtful and sincere video, it really hit me personally. I know you get rightful praise from the patrons and fans daily, but I really wanted you to know that there are some of us out there that truly connect to you and your specific sense of empathy, and it helps us so much. As much as I loved Edgelord GT Mandatory Update, Ian, that Ben actually at one point during Tabletop Adventures had to say, "You're getting a little lippy there, huh?" I really think that your recent growth has been an extremely positive one. I hope that this is reflecting positively in all aspects of your life, as you have helped me so much in mine. Please do me a favor tonight before you go to bed and pat yourself on the back for all the lives you have helped in your time as an ally. Thanks, man. You kick ass. I will make sure Ian gets this today. Good stuff on getting Bloodborne into the Hall of Greats. It's ridiculous the allies wouldn't let it in sooner. Jones, you are okay. No, I'm just kidding. I owe you as much. But you get tons of love as the voice of GT and EZA. I had to give the guy that's often unseen behind the desk a little love. Thanks for reading my comment out. It is the only submission I have done for the community showcase, and I wanted to make sure it was well spent. Thank you. Thanks for all you do, allies, including each member of our awesome growing community. Stay strong, everyone. LNR4L. LNR4L. That might just be the name. Hydern 98. P.S. Ian, I unfortunately never bookmarked the said short holiday video. Would you happen to have a link? I appreciate it, but don't stress over finding it. Thanks. I mean, if it's easy update, you can probably just search holidays on the channel. But Yes, I will pass that along to Ian, and then if Ian has that information, he'll pass that along to you. And again, apologies that there was such a shake-up with... Brad knew he was going on vacation, and yet he still signed up for it. Miguel Menjivar. Hello, Blood and Jones. Greetings from El Salvador. This is my first time sharing in the community showcase, and I wanted to thank you to all you allies for this incredible and positive community. I've been following you since the GT days, when Invisible Walls was one of the prime shows back in 2009, and I'm always happy to see how you react to game announcements and stuff. When Easy Allies was created, I didn't know you guys came back until a few months later, and that is when I knew I had to support you in this new adventure, since you guys gave me so many great moments years before. Now, I was able to up my pledge on Patreon to keep giving you back all the good positivity you guys have given me up to today. Thank you. Now, let's talk about gaming. I've been playing Anthem for the last 2 weeks, and I gotta say the game is fun. Problematic, but fun. I love sharing. Yeah, I almost bumped up to a 6.5. Like, right. I started at a 7. Like, when I first started playing this game, I'm like, I'm having a blast. And it just really wears you down. I love share world games. Some of my favorite games are Destiny and Destiny 2, and with those two games combined, I have about 2,500 hours logged. So Anthem was something I wanted to try, and I'm glad I did. The positive about Anthem is its world and mechanics. Flying with the Javelin feels so great, and the world itself is so colorful and interesting, and although the story doesn't make sense, the lore is fascinating. To be honest, the story is not the reason why I play those kinds of games. Games like Anthem are even better when you play with other people, especially if it's your group of friends. On the other hand, there is one big flaw in Anthem. There's not much content on the end game. You have a few missions and strongholds, but that's it. No more than just grinding for weapons. That, to be honest, they don't feel as great as they should. Vanilla Destiny had the same issues, but the weapons were very interesting and fun to play with, and had a raid, which Anthem doesn't. I hope this game evolves in a positive way. I love these kind of games, and would like to see this game shine as bright as other BioWare games. One last thing, thanks to Ian, I started using Core Gadget for my Switch, so I hope I'll have something to share one of these days. Thanks for everything, allies. Amor y respeto, Miguel.
Yeah, I mean, after that Core Gadget stream, I've definitely been tempted to at some point just like get in there and just goof around with it.
Dreams, that's my main. It's like one of the main. I think I'm probably more excited on a daily basis about making sound effects and music tracks and having something evolve. You know, like how does that work in Dreams? Like if a tune is playing and I like move to a new area and it's like, okay, I want a new tune playing. What should I do? Should I have the first tune get to silence and then you hear the new tune? Should I have them cross over each other? Can you do that? You know, can you do when you have games that have like evolving music where like Devil May Cry where like we keep, or SSX, we keep adding instruments and stuff like that to the track. Like can you even begin to do stuff like that? I wonder. James Vest, good day, Brandon and Bloodworth. First, I would like to thank you both for being for such the great job that you do on both. I'm sorry, starting over. First, I would like to thank you both for the great job you both do on Cup of Jones. I never get to see them on time, but I make sure to watch it on YouTube after the fact. I do this because the information that Jones leaves and the comments that Bloodworth leaves in comments makes the whole amazing. As for my month, not to like put another thing on your list, but okay, let's now that you're here, let's be honest. Do you join Cup of Jones out of a responsibility for the community because it's just kind of a fun thing to watch? Or to keep me in check.
What?
You know what I mean? You're like, it's probably good if someone's watching this. You know?
I mean, I don't think of it as keeping you in check,
just completely going off the rails.
I mean, if there is something that like I have extra information on that,
it's invaluable. No, I love having you on there. I just wonder what the initial impulse was.
Yeah,
if you just kind of found yourself.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time since the days of where like, Jones, what the heck were you talking about? You know. Like, I used to remember, like, it used to, like, I just have, notes. I'm like, oh, that probably wasn't a good thing to say, you know?
There was always one thing on Cup of Jones. Shouldn't have said that. As for my month, video games have been rather fun. This month I enjoyed Tetris 99 a great deal. So was it $10? Tetris 99?
No,
it's free?
If you have
it's just in the online service. That's right. That's so cool. I got Jump Force, which was not worth it, and traded it in after less than 2 days. I used that money to get Katamari Reroll. It is so much fun. I had the original, and the remake does that game a great deal of justice. I also played a lot of the NES games on Switch Online. River City Ransom was one particular game that I enjoyed a great deal. I found the co-op in that and other NES games to be a blast. I'm also working on planning a project to make an arcade machine from scratch. That could be really great if it happens, but not sure if I will actually go forward on such a project due to the time it takes. I mean, no rush. You know, something you can work on for years.
One thing, I don't know when they're going to announce it, but I'm really hoping that Nintendo gets around to the Super Nintendo version of that program.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's when I'm going to jump in and get the controllers. Because I've been like on the fence of like, do I want to spend $60 on these NES controllers I'm only going to use on NES games? So I'm like, well, when they do Super Nintendo, then those controllers will be great for not only Super Nintendo games, but also the NES games. But yeah, just trying to work with the D-pad with either the Joy-Cons or the Pro on some of those NES games. So it's like, nah, I'll wait.
Trying to think of good. Yeah, online co-op and like Contra.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sebastian Hall. Hi, Jones and Blood. I would have loved to do another post this month about Star Citizen with some sweet screenshots and whatnot, especially now with the new character creator is around the corner and so on. There's always something new happening in that game. However, last month has been quite horrible for me in many aspects. I got the news of losing my job, which I absolutely loved, which makes it all the more hard. As one of my best friends have lost her granddad to dementia, which makes her feel incredibly sad, and I'm not sure how to handle it, just ending up feeling like a terrible friend as I don't know what to say. Sorry, this post is getting dark. I must say, though, as a beacon of light in this dark time, the EZA community has been nothing but bloody brilliant. See, hear that? Not us. It's for you. Just hanging around outside of streams and talking about games and a chance to vent has been so good. Everyone is super positive and cracks jokes and whatnot. This has made me feel so good, and the community is really the best. Also, thank you for all the streams and content which has been pumped out. Podcasts and reviews have been good, and streams never miss to put a smile on my face. So even though it's been a lot, I'm sure the future will be brighter and new adventure awaits. Love each and every one of the allies and the community. Love and respect. Lotiaz.
Thanks, Lotiaz.
I've had a friend/family member, a close person to me, that's going through a very difficult time right now, and I also kind of felt that like weird, because I would hang out with this person and then we wouldn't talk about the issue that they're facing at all. We would just hang out.
Right.
And then I'd leave and I'd be like, did I just mess up? Like, did I fail by not addressing it? And it's like, or did I give them an opportunity to forget it and be around someone that's not like, how you doing? You know, so it's like, it's tough when you are around someone. And so
and that's our thing too, because like then when you get around like other friends or family that care about them, and they're like, well, how is, what's going on? I'm like, well, we didn't talk
like
about
you're the
that.
report. Yeah. It's like they're like, well, they're not talking to me either. It's like, well, maybe that's where they want to be. They just don't want to get into it. So first of all, the fact that you're concerned means you're a very good friend, and second of all, the fact that you're there, that you're just available, I think is where you need to be. Small Leviathan, hey Brandon, and hello Bloodworth. I don't have a lot of new games to talk about this time around either, and since I don't feel like talking about Splatoon for the umpteenth time, although we got blood here, I thought I'd talk about some of the games I'm looking forward to in the year of 2019 and possibly beyond. Not all these games have confirmed release dates. I've got a lot to go through, so I'll try to be as brief as I can for all of these. Releasing in less than a week now is a neat little puzzle game I stumbled upon called Baba Is You.
Oh, yeah, that... I haven't played it, but it got a lot of talk at GDC either last year or the year before. I want to say it's the year before.
With the main premise being the ability to change the rules of the level. Is water blocking your path? Just make it float in the air. Lava? Just make it melt itself. It looks intriguing and seems like the kind of game that has a lot of stuff going on under the hood. And in about 2 weeks, we're finally getting Sekiro. Finally, we didn't have to wait that long for Sekiro compared to like most games.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah, I still remember like that because when I was searching, because there were a lot of emails about the restrictions for the preview we just put up. So I was like searching my email and I was like, oh yeah, like that was unannounced Activision game.
Right.
Then I was like, okay, I guess I'll see what this is at E3.
I think that game speaks for itself at this point, but I'm very excited to be on the From Software hype train as a new game is releasing this time around, as I was pretty late to the Soul series. Sometimes during the first half of the year, I'd be curious if I had never played Bloodborne, if I'd be excited for Sekiro. If my Tenchu love would carry me enough to be like, all right, this is going to be the game. Sometime during the first half of the year, Warframe is set to release the latest chapter in their central storyline, The New War. I honestly don't know what to expect in this quest, but going from the quality of the previous quests, like The Second Dream and The Sacrifice, I think there's plenty of reason to be excited for whatever comes next. Well, it's neat to hear that too, because games like Warframe are just updated all the time.
Yeah.
So for having no context on Warframe, aside from just seeing the game played, it's neat to know this next update isn't just another update, this is one of 3. Like, they've only done this sized thing 2 other times. It's exciting. I honestly don't know what to expect. Okay. I just While on the topic of expansions for existing games, I just can't wait for Monster Hunter World Iceborne. An additional difficulty level, more monsters, more armor and weapons. It's everything I could have wanted for this game. My biggest hopes for monsters that get to make a comeback are the serpent-like Lagiacrus, the brawler Brachydios, and the insectoid tank, the Celtis Queen. Something that specific, deep cuts. Something else I think we can expect great things out of is Obsidian's Outer Worlds. Fallout New Vegas is easily in my top 20 games of all times, and the Outer Worlds honestly looks like an evolution of that formula. My prediction, Outer Worlds is going to be maybe technically a little weird in parts, but like lots of love for Outer Worlds. I think Outer Worlds is going to kind of go the same way that Metro did this year. We're just like, yeah, there's some technical issues, and like it's not gonna, you know, get like a ton of reach outside of the audience who was originally excited for it, but like everyone that does play it is gonna have a really good time. That's my take. I don't know if I want to play it. I'd take a colorful sci-fi world over another dusty post-apocalypse any day. Speaking of post-apocalypses, Dying Light 2 is really exciting. Is that this year?
It could be, but I'm not sure if it's confirmed.
That was not on my short list. I'm definitely going to be playing Dying Light 2. I might have to arm wrestle Huber to review that. With Chris Avalon helming the narrative. Avalon or Avalone? I thought it was Avalon, right?
I think Avalon, yeah.
Helming the narrative, they'll hopefully be able to shore up the game's first game's weakest points, while also evolving the fantastic movement system and the meaty melee combat. One of the biggest surprises so far this year was the announcement of Hollow Knight Silk Song. I was in on Hollow Knight from the day it was released, and I'm so excited to see how well Team Cherry has been doing. The reveal trailer was gorgeous, and I can't wait to hear more about it over the year. Finally, there's Pokemon Sword and Shield. I know it's not as expansive or as different as a lot of people wanted it to be, but I'll be honest, I don't care. The Galar region looks gorgeous, and the scope looks bigger than it has ever been before. I don't need it to be different. I'm ready to pack my bag and head out on my Pokemon journey once more. I'm ready to make new friends and see fantastic sights. I am ready to fall in love with Pokemon all over again. Love and respect, Small Leviathan. That's kind of where we are with Pokemon. We fall in love all over again every time. Other franchises just release new games. It's great. With Pokemon, it's like, I remember why I put up with this. Bite-sized manga. Hello once again, allies. This month we are not going to be chatting about anime or manga. I'm sorry, Blood. I know you were expecting to. I'm going to do the unspeakable and write about someone besides myself, and that someone is you, chat. EZA this month is 9K strong in patrons and 50K followers on Twitch, so with 2019 set to be a big year for all of the allies, I'd like to highlight and thank a good number of you. So, to start things off, shout out! To anyone who's ever submitted or created a piece of EZA-related art, I've never really been into tabletop escapades, but I love it when the art finds its way onto my Twitter timeline. I always look forward to seeing the pre-Dumb Game Monday art submissions. Vextionews pieces especially. Also, I'd like to take this chance to give a friendly reminder to follow the artists that do the work you love. Big shout out to Ray Luaza for their honorary allies in their Pokemon pieces over the last month, as well as Misha Magius for her concept updates in her upcoming game. Can't wait for her pre-order now trailer. Moving on from the plethora of artists in chat to the unsung heroes of this community of ours. If you're a mod or any branch of EZA, official or otherwise, thank you for managing a place that people feel safe in, especially in chat and on the Discords. Before we come to an end, I'd like to thank a few more allies out there, both EZA Weekly Clips and Some Game News for all the time they put into editing and releasing content. Thank you. And a big shout out to Easy Giffen for filling my Twitter feed with good memories and plenty of laughs. That is a Twitter channel that deserves more followers. A few more things before I sign off. Number one, Lickitung is not cute. Do you mean Lickitung? Lickitung. Lickitung is a Pokemon. I don't know what Lickitung is.
Huh.
Maybe an evolution. Maybe a scarier Pokemon than Lickitung. Number two, 13 Sentinels will come out this year, or I am going to lose this year's Fantasy League. 13 Sentinels?
I vaguely remember it.
13
I know that name.
Sentinels.
I think it's supposed to be good.
13... Okay.
Vanillaware. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, crazy. And lastly, number three, Damiani and Kit right where Leon is best boy. Okay. Have a good March, allies. Love, respect, Gil. Jordan Kirk. Hey, Jones. Hey, Blood. Hey, chat. During the February Nintendo Direct, there were a lot of things to be excited about, but two of the things that excited me the most were the Shadow Drops, Final Fantasy IX and Tetris 99. Just knowing again that Final Fantasy IX is just sitting there on the Switch, it's like, This is actually my first playthrough of 9. Yeah, and the small bit of story so far has been a nice start. I've actually spent more time in Tetramaster, the in-game card game, than the actual game itself. To be honest, the learning curve on this minigame has been absolutely infuriating. I think I'd have it down. I think I have it down in 1. Then out of nowhere, my opponent would place 1 card, then have the entire board. I think I've gotten most of the mechanics down, but there was still an occasional RNG rage moment. I missed Triple Triad, 8's card game. On a more positive note, Tetris 99 is something awesome. It's been the battle royale that I've put the most time into. I've managed to pull off 4 wins in around 250 games. It's also been a nice segue into my purchase of Tetris Effect. I played it in VR at first. It was a nice addition, but I didn't really consider it revolutionary. However, when I realized half the music correlated to how you manipulate the tetrominoes, my mind was blown. Had I played it last year, I would have included it in the best music category. The different modes are great at honing your skills, and it's fun taking those improved skills into the main mode, or even right back in to kick ass in Tetris 99. I've also made it close to the end of Kingdom Hearts, I think. It's continued to be fun and a spectacle, but it is indeed dumb, LOL. That'll do for this month. Good games are coming. Till next time. A reference to the Easy Allies podcast where Kyle posed that question to the group and then had to bring it up again in the following episode. Tim Strothman. Hey, Jones and Blood. February came and went in what feels like the blink of an eye. Due to the fact that the weather was unusually warm in Germany, unusually cold and freezing here in Los Angeles, up to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Normally we're only something around 40, with many summer days. I spent most of my time restructuring the garden of the house I bought in November of last year. Garden hype. I've never been a home handyman, but it's a nice learning experience, and I have to admit that it's kind of fun to design a garden completely by yourself. I pruned the hedges. Pruned the hedges? Not gonna get that reference, are you? Of many small villages.
No.
Check if anybody gets in the chat. Cut down a tree, planted new hedges, erected a garden fence, deconstructed an old swing, and I'm starting to sow grass the coming weekend. A downside to this productive usage of my weekends is the fact that I wasn't able to play a lot of games. I started Mass Effect Andromeda at the beginning of the month. I really loved the original trilogy, and I was hoping that most bugs were fixed by now. I always liked the premise of Andromeda to explore a completely new galaxy, since it seemed like a great setup for a huge new story arc. Does anybody know? Nobody knows what that's from? Pruned the hedges? Oof. Pruned the hedges of many small villages is the line. You can probably just Google that and find it. There are only a few missions which I'm nowhere near finishing, but everything I played so far is only okay. Most quests are not that interesting and or told well. There are only a few missions which sell the grandeur of exploring an unknown part of the universe. Moreover, there are still some bugs in the game. Nothing game-breaking, but it is irritating to see your character drink from an invisible cup. Overall, I'm not really sure if I'm wasting my time with this game. I really hope that the story will pick up or have at least some interesting twists. But it is hard to not feel disappointed in BioWare. That's it for February. I hope to have more interesting stories to share next month, or maybe pictures once the garden is done. Love and respect, Tim. Ah, there we go. Green Megs and Han, 3 amigos.
There's a couple others that said it.
Is that 3 amigos? Nice.
Yeah. Actually, the first one I saw, their name is Dread Pirate Roberts. So. Nice.
It's when, it's when Chevy Chase is pretending to be one of El Guapo's men, and El Guapo's like, "Oh, I love these men. I remember them." And he goes up to Chevy Chase, and he's like, "Yes, we." And he of course doesn't know Chevy Chase, and Chevy Chase is like, "We pruned the hedges. It pruned the hedges." It's funny, Blood. I will say this, as a homeowner, fixing stuff around the house sucks so bad, but when you're done, it's the best, because you're done, first of all, and you're like, well, I know how to do that now. You know, so that's always a good feeling. So yeah, I bet getting in there with the garden. All right. How do you, I mean, we had Andromeda and Anthem. Like, are you worried about BioWare?
A lot of people are.
Does it make you sad? I'm not asking what a lot of people think.
Oh, okay.
What do you think? Because you reviewed Andromeda.
Yeah.
So well, did you ever go back to it? Did they have DLC or anything? They didn't have DLC.
No,
they announced very quickly. Like,
it got dropped.
We're done.
Yeah, it got dropped like a hot potato. But yeah, I mean, Andromeda was the whole other team, and then Anthem is, basically the quote-unquote main BioWare team.
Does it pick up? Are there twists? Like, would you, if someone was like 50% through Andromeda and they were like, would you be like, keep going? Or would you be like,
I think
it's pretty much more of that?
To me, the side stories, the character stories, were probably the best. Interacting with those other characters.
Did you ever have cups vanish?
Cups vanish?
He said it's sad when he sees his hero drink out of an invisible cup.
No, I did
No cups.
not.
No cups
I
for
did not
blood.
remember that. That's funny.
I love this name. Now, hold on a minute. Hi, Brandon. And other ally? I don't have anything cool. What if you couldn't make it today and it was just me and Batman here? I don't have anything cool to show, but I thought, hey, I could do a list of my thoughts and some of the other posts I've heard. So here goes. Digimon is better than Pokemon because they can actually talk rather than squeak their names over and over. I thought Persona 5 was meh, and I have a real problem with the Persona series that maybe I'll get into in a later post. I have no love for Kingdom Hearts. The series just does nothing for me. I liked Hellblade way more than God of War, as I found Senua a much more compelling character than Kratos 2.0 and his talking sub-weapon. I was like, what does he mean? Oh! Brutal! Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle is the best fighting game out right now. World of Final Fantasy is the best Final Fantasy game to come out in the last decade.
Wow.
And One Piece might just be the greatest epic adventure story ever told with the most likable group of protagonists in any media, period. It's just that good. And finally, the best ally is...
What? Why?
You're all the best, and here's to another great year. With luck, I'll win the Powerball tonight and be able to make a generous increase in my Patreon pledge. Thanks for all that you do, and the allies do, Brian. I love that. I love the idea of somebody at the showcase level that goes months and months and months and months without contributing, and then just 1 month it's like, I can't take it anymore, and they just like, it's just 10 hot takes. They get sacchalitis, and they just gotta get out there and shout from the rooftops. Cisco Ace Jackson Garcia, February post got lost last month, life. Time, or that might be February post got lost last month, life. Time for some life updates. College life is good. I'm indeed on track to finish. Funny enough, I actually have too many credits and get to transfer as a junior to senior. Oh, I get to transfer as a junior or senior. Whoa. I don't know why you wouldn't go to senior. Working consistently as well. I was actually the opposite. I had to take summer classes because I did the math poorly. I thought I was getting more credits for one class than I was. Saving up for my next trip over to the Philippines, which was pushed back to July. That will actually be our 5-year anniversary, so I will be attempting to go for longer than the previous visit. And ironically enough, the study abroad program is in the Philippines for the first time at my college, so I will offer myself as a person who could meet with the students while I am there. Good times. Life's going pretty all right. Anime. One of my biggest passions in life is anime, and this season is treating me pretty well. On the action-adventure side, we've got The Rising of S.H.I.E.L.D. Hero. The first episode was pretty bad in some regards, especially the fake rape accusation, and the villain character building is overblown at times. But the animation and protagonist party is so good, I look forward to every episode. My guilty pleasure show is Sword Art Online, so that's something too. As for sports and just overall brilliant work, there's Run with the Wind. I love sports anime. I love that that's like a huge genre. One of the best sports animes I have ever seen, with great, amazing characterization and great storytelling, as well as treating the sport with respect. And finally, some cuteness. In My Roommate is a Cat. I've got 10 other animes which I watch weekly, but that'll be too long. Video games. Let's talk about one of my favorite games of all time that I've been playing again, Persona 5. I love immediately after the last comment. That's the jolliness of a good community and a diverse showcase. Man, what a wonderful game. That I, Brandon Jones, haven't finished. Finished my first playthrough. You know what? If that baby comes out on Switch, I might do it. I might try to do that full playthrough. When they get full playthrough, meaning play it all the way through, not do a full playthrough of the tier that we just hit on patreon.com/live. When you gotta be careful what you say. Finished my first playthrough when the game came out, but due to the hype of Persona 5R announcement, I jumped back in to finish my platinum run through. Went from 115 hours in a second playthrough to 176 hours in a third playthrough in a week. Wonderful stuff. Even better.
What? In a week? Are there 176 hours in a week? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, I guess so. Wait. Went from 115 hours in a second playthrough to 176 hours in a... No. Went from 115 to 176, so it's the difference. It's 61.
Okay.
The 176 total playthrough of all of his time of all of his playthroughs. Even better is that I've got four friends playing it with me. Oh, two of which are playing it for the first time, one who never finished, and the other getting to a fourth playthrough so him and I can race through a merciless difficulty run. Nothing feels as good as 5 friends running through this game together. Haven't really been playing anything else, currently simply looking forward to Metro and Anthem. Had no interest in Kingdom Hearts, sorry folks. Never played any of them, so what I look forward to most in the future, and most specifically March, Devil May Cry 5 and Sekiro. What a month. What a time to be alive. To end it all, I just want to reiterate, life's going all right. Love you all. Love and respect to all. Chat and the allies. With Sekiro next to Devil May Cry, I was like Devil May Krekiro. No. Ian Alexander, hello Bloodworth and Jones. This month, I thought I would talk about an idea for a dream game I have. I love this. You are a citizen in feudal Japan. Sold. You walk around the town during the day, talking to your fellow villagers. You hear about a greedy foreign merchant who has come into port. You see a guard wrongly arrest a citizen. You buy some materials at the local shops and return home. Once in your home, you enter a hidden room and start to craft things like caltrops, grappling hooks, and smoke bombs. Okay. You repair your black ninja gear, which is torn on the previous mission. The sun has now set, and it's time to select your mission for the night. Steal from the greedy merchant, or rescue the innocent citizen. There's a limited time before the merchant leaves the port, or the citizen is sent away to prison. Choose wisely. This is the framework I would really love to see for a ninja game. This is a framework, personally, this is a framework I'd love to see for open worlds. Like, I'd love if open world games, if side quests pop up and they're like, you're done, you missed it. Like, it's always weird to me in RPGs and stuff if I take like weeks and then I finally come back and they're like, oh, we spoke yesterday. And I'm like, we did not. This is, I would really like to play something grounded in reality with RPG elements. Almost every ninja game goes way over the top with crazy demons, magic, and silly costumes. I think Sekiro looks very fun for the combat and stealth, but it doesn't have the ninja missions I would like to play. Ghost of Tsushima looks to be my biggest hope for a grounded experience, but I'm wondering how far into the ninja side of things it will go. Here's hoping my dream game is actually on its way. Love and respect, Ian, at Alexander_arts. Ghost of Tsushima. Just the ghost. Just the one, right?
Yeah. I think that idea of, you know, what you're saying about having like limited time side quests or a thing where like you have to choose between this quest or that quest.
Yeah.
I think to do that, in a way, you almost have to make a smaller overall arc of a game so that people want to go back and replay and try these other things.
Yeah, I think people that would pine for that experience can't complain if the objectives you're doing aren't that exciting. You know, it's like, that's kind of the point. Like maybe once in a while, like those random things that, you know, because it's hard to like write this super elaborate, amazing quest and then have you not do it, you know, have it just completely be thrown away and then give you another one the next day. So like, I imagine these activities would be pretty, it's more about your choice and where it's taking place and your implementation of like how to get in there than like, oh, the person I rescued, I then married later, or they then opened up this whole other crazy quest line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love that. I mean, we just shot a Reaction Shots episode about Batman, and so Hubert and I talked about Batman straight for an hour and a half, and I talked about, again, like my dream open world Batman game where it's like, I don't need a huge story, I just need to jump in and like, what's going on? Oh, Riddler's out. Okay, I'll just go get Riddler and take him back to Arkham there. Play the game for half an hour, had fun. Corey Jackson, hello Jones and Bloodworth. Final comment before we get into art. Hope you're having a great March. I can't wait for One Piece World Seeker. It's almost here and I can't wait to dig into that game. WoW is about to get its 8.1.5 patch next week. So next time on the showcase, I want to talk about that. Yeah, again, love updates on stuff that I'm not playing. That Nintendo Direct got me hyped for Astral Chain and Link's Awakening. So Astral Chain is interesting. You gonna make time for it? You think that's a game?
Oh.
Do you play a lot of Platinum Action stuff?
I don't know if you'd say a lot. I mean, I've definitely liked the ones I have played.
I mean, just compared to me, I don't play anything really. Like
so.
And Link's Awakening, one of my favorite games. I can't wait for the remake. We also got the Pokemon Direct, and it's Team Grookey all the way. Jones, we need an uneasy alliance to stop the overwhelming Sobble faction. Hope you guys have a great third-year event later this month. Love and respect, CDJ. Thank you. Yeah, my phone's blowing up too. I just want to make sure this is all
it's
just Slack.
Don't worry about it for now.
It's all good stuff in Slack. Okay, nice. It's so funny with Pokemon because it's like, it's really like an attitude thing, I think, more than anything. I mean, I like, because I don't know if it's like I love fire so much in Pokemon that like I don't know if, would I pick the fire starter if I didn't like them at all? Would I just kind of be like, oh, well, I'll just have to get used to this you know, burly character or this like sneaky guy or whatever. So yeah, I wonder how much of that affects like people's choices. Any of those Pokemon jump out for you?
Oh well,
Did we
talked
talk about it though?
Yeah.
Did we pick them?
Yeah, I think on the reactions or whatever.
Okay.
Yes, Sobble was the one that I thought was most appealing, just because of the chameleon aspect, really more than the water.
We will see how that comes into effect in the actual game itself, but it is time to move on to art. So these are lovely drawings sent to us by our wonderful community, kicking off with Eric Jackson, Hey Jones and Blood. Just a little art this month. Yeah.
Ah!
And Blood.
And just what we were talking about. We're just talking about Pokemon. There's no bird starters this time.
No. Here's your thumbnail, baby.
Oh, you got that for the time? Okay. That'd be a little tricky. Well, maybe I can zoom in on it.
I think you can crop between the row 3 down there. But as usual, I'm waiting until the night before to actually draw anything. It's been a couple crazy months where I performed my juggling routine in Madison, Wisconsin in January and Austin, Texas this past month. Now I endeavored to do a little bit of art for both Jones and Blood, as well as show my current D&D character, Johann Blackmane, a dwarf paladin, and his mount, Caspian the Everlion. But before we do that, of course we have to do... I mean, I was tempted to just send you this and... It'd be funny if later I like sent you this and I was like, "There's your thumbnail," and he's like, "But there's one of me, and you're on the showcase every time, so I'm gonna,
what?
Just make it
yeah,
mine."
I did whatever.
It's like if there's, I think
this would be even harder because it's hard to crop around all that. You just get your face and not much else.
And there's some homework I gotta do. Infernape, I am not familiar with. Blaziken looks amazing.
Blaziken?
Typhlosion, I think I've seen and heard of. Embor, I've heard of. Scorbunny obviously is new, but Blaziken and Infernape, I am not familiar with.
There's an I in there, I think. Blaziken.
Blaziken? Okay,
yeah.
Sneaking in there. Yeah, Blaziken. All right. Yeah, and of course, the Red Dead version of me with no eyes is really good.
Your eyes are shadowed. They're
shit. I don't know. There would. That hat is high enough that there would be eyeball in there, but I like it. I like Cowboy Jones with the spurs, and I got little like Batman like spikes in the back there. There's a lot going on with my boots. I love it. And finally, yes.
Whoa.
Johann Blackmane, a dwarf paladin, and his mount Caspian the Everlion. It's so good. Guessing there is a Narnia reference there with Prince Caspian and a giant lion, I'm guessing. Somebody's a Narnia fan. Zephyr Moon. Greetings, Jones and Blood. Zephyr Moon here. Boop. Yeah, so this is from last month. Green Jones and Blood, Zephyr Moon here. I mentioned last month that I was going to do some experimenting on how I was going to do my webcomic. Well, after a success, and then a failure, and then a success again, I think I finally managed to find the groove I was looking for. I just had to remember a few things while doing it, and that's keep it simple and don't overcomplicate. After all, you'll be drawing these characters and settings over and over again. I figured out pretty early on that I actually enjoy just clicking around in Photoshop and not taking my tablet out and just draw it into the program. I have a separate tablet that can handle the initial messy looking drawing and then do all the line art on and then just do the coloring and touch-ups in Photoshop. It's a simple process. It would help speed up the process and not sacrifice detail. Also, clipping mask is the best cheese ever. And then I will transition to the final product. Yeah, wait. Come on, XSplit. Yay!
Oh, wow.
Also, as for the submissions, I thought it would be fun to not only include last month's work in progress, but also the finished product featuring the main cast. The illustration is a bit of a glimpse of the first arc of the comic, and since I like this so much, I decided to sell it and an alternate version at my shop, which can be found at Society6, regular spelling, one word, society6.com/artofsara, ARTOFSARA, one word. Shameless plug aside, I had a lot of fun creating this, and it proved to be a really relaxing process. It's always a win when you found the style and that you've been working on for years and find that it works in the long run. I still have improvements to make, particularly the background, but this process should be beneficial in the long run. Much love and respect, Zephyr Moon. Yeah, Archie vibes.
Sure. The diner back there, yeah.
Yeah. But love it. Love before and after stuff too, and definitely do that if you're sending us something and then you send us the later project. You know, it doesn't hurt to send us the initial work in progress as well, because it's fun to see. You don't specifically get the satisfaction of, because they move a little bit and the perspective shifts.
Oh, sure.
But it is kind of fun. I get a big kick out of this stuff, like going back and forth. Sometimes we get pixel art that you can do that with. But wonderful work. Grazuka, hey Jones and Blood, I've never submitted anything on community comments or showcase, but I wanted to show you guys some of my doodles. I haven't drawn as a hobby since I went off to college, so I've been trying to find some time between work and life stuff to grab pen and paper and scribble something. I'm incredibly rusty and it shows. It does not show, Grazuka. But I'm trying to practice at least once a day. So here it is. Yeah.
Nice.
I submitted one of the doodles to Kyle's stream, but haven't had much time to watch and hear his opinion. Please enjoy my amateur doodles. And kudos if you can name the anime the first drawing belongs to. Love you guys.
Nope.
Let's see if chat can. Whoa, it started saying Neverland right away. Promised Neverland. I guess so. Maybe the numbers give it away at the bottom? Nice. Yeah, well, let's see if we can... Let's see if we know what the other ones are. I don't know if 2, 3, and 4 might just be other characters. Maybe the same character. That's Emma, the main character. Sweet. Yeah, I love the attitude. Grazuka, a fun thing. I'll do a shout out. Or I'll do a shameless plug. There's an app called Genius Scan that I don't know if it's on Android, but I have on my iPhone that basically works as a fax machine. So you can, they updated actually used to like manually have to press it, but now you just hold it over and it'll like look at the image if you have good light, no shadows, and then it'll take a photo of a you know, if anybody's submitting art, it'll take a photo of your page and make it look like you scanned it in a nice scanner.
Oh wow!
It's all my documents that I've ever sent, I do through that, and it's
okay.
like it's just
it's snap photos.
Absolutely magic. It's so great. Yeah, let's keep going. Because yeah, once we get into the later pictures, I'm like, oh, okay, I know these characters. I'm curious, do you know what they're saying?
Oh, sumimasen. So they're saying I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Nice blood. That's impressive blood. Could be the same character. I don't know. Having a good time. Love you guys. And then, yeah, here we go. I love how angry he is. Actually, a lot of these characters that he drew, a lot of the characters that I recognize are really angry.
Super Saiyan Chibi Robo.
Is that what it says?
And then Grazuka at the bottom.
I love that. Also not having it. Oh, well. Samus might be upset under the mask, but we're not sure. But, and I love that. But this character is, definitely not a good day for Kirby. Kirby is.
This is American angry Kirby.
Kirby is pissed. And finally, yeah. Love it. Cool. Jolly, having a good time. Who's the spiky guy? Is the spike?
That's the needle ability for Kirby.
Oh, that's Kirby. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Ouch. Look out for spiked Kirby. David Cleland. Hi, Brandon and Ian Bloodworth. I just thought I'd share this Toe Jam and Earl fan art that I made back when the Kickstarter for the new game launched. Love and respect to Dave Cleland.
Nice.
Yeah, doing that 3D work. Yeah.
Oh, what?
I know.
That's really
pretty
cool.
Great.
Now I want to see this game.
How's the new game? I missed the stream last week. How?
It's just as weird as it's ever been. That game is weird.
Totally,
and somebody was like,
but it's so great.
I feel like,
it's
is
like
this a bad game or do I just not get it? And I'm like, I can't.
It's like the
I
Dr.
honestly can't tell you. It's like it's such its own weird thing. They're like, is it bad? I don't know.
Yeah, I know, it's hard. I'm glad we're not reviewing it, you know, because it's like, just don't. Reviewing it'll ruin it. Tyson Wynn. Hello! As one of the community members who tries to submit something specific to the allies that appear in the showcase, it's been a creative workout. For Bloodworth and Jones this month, I'd like to submit 3 rough drafts for Cup of Jones merch, featuring the host himself and his backup. You're the backup. You can do that. You're my backup singer in the back. So these are 3 potential ways that this could go. Way number 1, called The Right Hand. Way number 2, which I thought he just I thought he just removed you entirely for a second, and I was like, wait, no, Cup of Blood.
Are those my arms holding me up, or is that like a?
Oh yeah, you're coming out of it. You're like you're like Samara from The Ring, just like about. And number 3, Cup of Joe Jones.
Whoa.
So you're doing
like I'm a stand.
You're doing some crazy JoJo madness behind me. Just a bit of fun. Have a nice day, everyone. All right, fine. I guess we won't use those as the official new logos of Cup of Jones. Jim Newen. Hi, Jones and Bloodworth. February was a busy month, and I think we just got one thing from Jim, so Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We know what that is. February was a busy month, and I pretty much mostly played Resident Evil 2. Got the Platinum Trophy, but it wasn't easy. Had to try so many times, since even if I was good with resources, my time went over so many times that I had to start a few times from the beginning. This was about hardcore difficulty, by the way, which I'm terrified of. I really want to do, because it'd be fun to run through with an unlimited machine gun, but yeah, I have to like pick an evening to do it. I have not had that evening yet. Or I have 3 hours, so it's like, you know, turn the phone off, nobody bother me. Put a YouTube run through on the computer and just follow it. Capcom should learn Europe is not UK only. That is where I was able to get a physical deluxe edition of Devil May Cry 5, and no way I was going to skip that because I was still salty about not getting RE2's collector's edition. At least their biggest games are still 60... What's that, guys? Was that pounds or is that euros? Euros. They're still 60 euro or less, unlike other big games. As we know, Jones is not good with currency. RE games coming to Switch. Prices are bonkers, though. That is all. Enjoy the EZ8 anniversary. I won't be there this time, but I will watch it. Love and respect. Tearju Engie. I'm going to miss you. Don't feel bad, but love hanging out with you. F Snow Zombie. Hello, allies. Something I've noticed about the community showcase is that, one, you usually struggle with my name. It's pronounced F Snow Zombie. It's just when you put them all together, it's like, is that FS Now Zombie?
Oh, sure.
Is that Snow Zombie? Right. If this was Vegas, I would put my chips on F Snow Zombie, but thank you for the clarification. 2, I rarely post anything. 3, when I do, I say something like, I have nothing to show this month, but I've never actually shown anything other than those 2 sketches that one time of what I thought Brandon and Kyle looked like in the Recruit Me RPG game. So, just so you don't think that I'm a liar and I'll never have anything to show, I want to show off what I do for a living. I'm an artist that is currently surviving off of Patreon and commissions of characters, usually D&D characters from the people who commission me, and fan art that I also get commissioned to do with some YouTuber thumbnails on the side. I don't know how many images are the limit, but here's some of my examples. The limit is 9. So I'm going to play a little game with Bloodworth, actually, as I go through these. Because these are just no context characters that F Snow Zombie has drawn. Maybe they might be from animes or something. I think they are original characters. So just rapid fire stream of consciousness. I want you to name every single character you're about to see, okay? Just your own personal name. What you think? That character should be named. Okay. Okay.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Not my strength.
Yes, which is why we're doing it. Character number 1.
Oh wow.
Doesn't have to be a good name.
Destiny.
There we go. Good. Same Destiny. Character number 2.
Hans.
Hans, I love it. These are amazing, by the way. Zombie, these are really great. Character number 3.
Lucia.
Nice. Character number 4.
Megan.
Nice. Character number 5.
Amber.
Nice. Character number 6.
Oh, there's got to be a good.
This is my favorite, by the way. My absolute favorite character of the batch. I love the smile. I love the mug. I love the tattoo. So cool.
Daedalus.
Nice. And the final character, number 7.
Oh my god.
So cool. So cool.
What? Oh wow. Strife.
Yeah. See, I knew you could do it. All right, time to move on to photographs. Kicking it off with Kit Snow. Hey, Jones and Ian, the past 2 weeks, time is fake. I've picked up embroidery as a hobby. It's been fun to learn and delve into a completely different medium of art than I'm used to. These are the first 4 things I've done to practice. Keep in mind, this is practice. And to see where I am at skill-wise, so I can go from there. Well, I think you're in a pretty good place skill-wise, Kit. Yeah.
Oh, Kit, cool.
Not bad for practice, right?
Yeah.
Pretty good. Also, not bad for practice.
Nice.
That's a good emblem. Is that something specific? Is that like Dragon Age or something? Maybe check and let us know.
Maybe, I mean, it looks a little bit like a Hylian thing, but I don't know if it's specific. It's kind of Phoenix got vibe.
Not bad for practice. I'm assuming that's got to be a logo of something. Is that Wizards of the Coast?
Maybe. Fan design for a Narnian
It's pronounced
flag.
Kit Snow Zombie. That's really funny, man. I'm so pissed I didn't pick that up. World Star. Or Wizards. Okay. Oh, it's Wizards art.
Oh, okay.
And finally, oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Yeah, Kit, you're off to a really good start. Nailed it. Master Pants with I love this, and there's more context on the post on Patreon, so you can go check that out of actually what this building is. But this is so random and conspiracy laden, and I love it. So not only is this a photograph, but it's a photograph taken off of a very old television. It looks like an old photograph too. It looks like
Is that Tokyo?
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I recognize the building, the weird like.
So you recognize that building. Because that's the building in question.
Oh,
which
yeah?
will move us on to image number 2. You ready? Whoa.
Xbox.
Whoa. And somebody replied, I don't remember the name, but somebody replied on patreon.com/easyallies in the community showcase post and explained what building that was. They're like, oh, yeah, I used to work there, or I used to live near there. So kudos to you. What do you know about that building? Do you just recognize it?
I just recognize it.
I mean, it is a very distinct building.
When we were in Tokyo one time.
Wow.
For TGS.
But that is just super bizarre, you know, like that one corner.
Yeah, I hadn't seen the top of it, I don't think.
Yeah. It's wild. So yeah, there you go. Who knows? Some twisted stuff. Take your own meaning away from that. Tokyo Slim went to Paris at the end of January. Was $60 to get into Disneyland, so I did. I love that. I didn't know that it's that cheap. So yeah, sorry. Here's the Disneyland portion.
Nice.
I cut off a little bit at the top to make it a little bit bigger, but. So I did. It was kind of old feeling. Stuff is more worn out than I'm used to seeing in a Disney park. Many attractions are closed for renovation, including Phantom Manor. One thing you'll probably never see in LA or Orlando is the early morning de-icing of the walkways, rides, and benches. There's some different stuff here, though. Yeah, it's like you're in Southern California, you're in Florida, you're in Paris, and you're in Japan, and in China. Very different climates. Right, yeah. So it's like interesting to see. I imagine the different stuff that they have to work on. There's Alice in Wonderland Hedge Maze. Indiana Jones is a roller coaster. Sleeping Beauty Castle is twice the size of the one in Anaheim. It's got a whole interior second story, balconies, and stained glass exhibits to explore. There's also a dungeon with a rather large animatronic dragon. SeaWorld Mysterious Monster Mash. I have a belated birthday present for you that I picked up in Paris, Jones.
Ooh.
I hope you picked it up in Disneyland. But you can pick it up anywhere because Paris is fun. But yeah, I've been on the Indiana Jones roller coaster. It's really neat. And the thing that's fun about the Indiana Jones roller coaster is when it goes up high on the track. You're used to being on I'm used to being on roller coasters like Gadget's Go Coaster in Toontown. You're like, yay, rides, and it's like, oh, Anaheim. Oh, yay, back into Fantasyland. You know, back into make-believe world. And if you can kind of see it here, but if you get to the tallest parts of Paris Disney and look out, it's trees. Like it's really just that park is just kind of in the middle of nowhere. Still, which is nice because like yeah, Anaheim and a lot of the other places. I mean, Disney World can do that because they own you know a lot of land down there. But so yeah, and then we'll go through the other images that are so great.
Oh wow!
Love the stained glass. I love that there's a lot of
that's actually inside the castle.
A lot of great photos, yeah, of architecture, and it's neat because as the castles went on with future theme parks, they made the castles a lot cooler. Like the castle in Anaheim is neat because it's Cinderella's castle. It has it's Sleeping Beauty's castle. Sorry, because it has a walk-through tour that you can do that tells the story of Sleeping Beauty, and but the actual like this part of the castle is not that elaborate, and then Florida much more so, and then this. Much more so when they built it, and I just love. I think that's more of the labyrinth. And Phantom Manor. I love that you changed it to black and white.
Yeah,
but
very nice.
Phantom Manor's fun in Paris because I think it's Western themed, which is neat. So when you go outside at the end, it's not a graveyard like in the other Haunted Mansions. It's a ghost town. And I don't know what's still there, but there was like a gunslinger in one part. There was you go by a poker table and all the cards are like suspended in the air and the chips move on the table.
Wonder why it's called Phantom Mansion.
Phantom Manor. I don't know
Manor?
why.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wonder if that's just something that, like, in French or something makes more sense.
Yeah. And then a black and white of... Hope we didn't just like lose color or something. Okay. Like that was intentional. Just double checking. But yeah, again, the interior of the castle, which is really cool. The trees. Very Rivendell. And then... Yeah, assuming that's in the middle of Main Street. Yeah, you can see the castle in the background.
Oh, yeah.
And
Ooh.
honestly, thank you, Tokyo Slim. This is one of the best pictures I've ever seen of this. This is, the castle has a giant hill to the left side, and you can like walk around and go through this into the castle. And I've seen like production art of this. I've seen like pictures that Disney has always taken, but it's always really dark and really far back.
Right.
And this is like right up on it. Yeah, like, this dragon's been there for a long time. When I went to Paris, it wasn't there, or like I missed it. I like didn't know it was there, and so didn't stop in to check it out. So I've never been in this room, and like how cool is that? Yeah. And I love that's not a ride.
That face is a real Ridley quality to it too.
Yeah, it's very crocodile-esque. And this room is really neat because I love also just any mixture of water, like actual real water, like on a ride. It's just the fact that its fingers like dip underneath the water. Yeah. I think is so cool. This is neat because this isn't a ride. You just walk in there, like you can just hang out in this room and just stare at this thing forever. And I think it breathes. So I think you can see there's like the red light on its belly. Okay. I think it breathes in and out, and you can hear it like breathing on the inside. And I think there might be other dynamic elements of stuff that happens in there. But
there is
super jelly that you got to check this out.
Yeah,
it's real dark down there. Oh, it's so good. And again, it's so cool. You took a picture that really highlights the colors really well.
When we went to Disney World like a year and a half ago or so. I was really surprised that like one of the parades going by, they just had like this fire-breathing animatronic dragon. It's like, this is craziness, man.
Oh yeah, in Florida, yeah, that broke. Yeah, I think they're repairing that. I don't know if that came back, or no, it did. It broke when I was there, so I saw the dragon, but it didn't like move its head around or anything.
Okay.
Recently found out, I saw on Twitter the Yeti in Everest in Animal Kingdom broke like months after it first came out, and so now they have like a strobe effect on it, and it kind of like moves a little bit, but that's it. But it used to do this like huge swipe that it would like try to grab you as you went by. Wow. And this thing's like 8 stories tall, and it was the biggest, heaviest animatronic they'd ever made. And then they find out very early on, oops.
Like Animal Kingdom, I still haven't been to, because it was built after I left Florida. So,
but yeah, that thing is so cool. But also in Disneyland news, I had some great news recently, which Toy Story Land just opened, and I was like, hey man, did Toy Story Land open? She's like, okay, cool. And I was like, you know, like the new Avatar stuff came out at Animal Kingdom, and I'm like, Avatar, there's the rides, we could go. She's like, okay, it's neat. You know, I was like, whenever we go to Florida, maybe we just drive over there for a day and check that stuff out. And now there's a new Hagrid roller coaster coming to Harry Potter Land in Islands of Adventure specifically. I think it's going to be outside Hogwarts.
Yeah, that one I haven't been to either.
And it hasn't even opened yet, I don't think. They just announced it like last week on Twitter, and Amanda saw that and was like, oh. And I'm like, I got her! Like, yay, we're going to Orlando sometime in the near future. So I'm happy about that. I have to balance those Harry Potter updates with my Disneyland updates that I want. Liam Rogers, hey allies, I've been a patron since day one. Mwah, thank you. And typically I'm just a lurker, but recently I've started my sleeve, which draws. Recently I've started my sleeve, which draws inspiration from Bloodborne, and thought where else to better share it on a community showcase. Oh, okay. Is sleeve another term for...
Portfolio, probably?
No, for... You want to take another guess at what he means by sleeve?
Unless it's a tattoo. I don't know.
Boom!
Oh, okay.
Cool, and I didn't know, I guess, is that the term for like a collage, maybe? If you have multiple, like if you do like something you're going to continually go in and have updated? Cool, didn't know.
Yeah, well, my old roommate that I just recently moved.
And this image, you can kind of guess where it is on Liam's arm. I cropped a lot of the image to really get as close as possible to the art itself. But if you want to see like where it is placed on his arm, you can see the full image on Patreon. But cool. And where else better to share it than a community showcase? I was kind of bummed out that Brad wasn't on the showcase, but I'm pretty sure Ian is probably the best replacement for this anyway.
What?
Meaning you're the third best person to watch this art.
Oh, okay.
This is Brad. Whoa, it's not Brad, it's Ian. You also played Bloodborne. We both the people on this couch played Bloodborne, enjoyed it very much. We're both looking forward to Sekiro, and that is just absolutely gorgeous. Love and respect from Melbourne, Australia. Liam. And if you want just another quick glance under different lighting,
nice.
There we go. Love the texture. That's so cool.
The texture meaning their arm.
Just the texture, yeah. But I mean,
their skin.
The differences, but the way the texture of skin itself, just the way that the shading, the way that looks on skin, and the way that the lighting source changed the highlights of it. Good skin, Liam. Good skin. I give that skin a 9.5. John Koenig. Hi, Brandon and Bloodworth. Putting together something for this month was rough. I didn't get much gaming in, and aside from a little bit of Pokemon X, which has been fantastic so far, and I might do a full discussion on it when I finish, most of what I played was to save talking. I want to save talking about until Huber is on. So for this month, I decided to share some pictures I took a while ago. These are from trips I took to the California coast as part of a marine biology course last spring. Let's get them going while we talk about them. There's a lot of them. He kept to the 9 image limit. I appreciate that.
Some seals.
Yeah, and I like that they start in the ocean and then they go into an aquarium. So it's almost like you went into the ocean and started taking pictures of fish. The first 4 are from Fort Ross and Bodega Bay, and the last 5 are from the Monterey Bay Aquarium and surrounding piers. Here's some quick picture notes. 1 has a couple of harbor seals. There you go, they're chilling. 2 is a Dungeness crab.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah. Hello. I love the tone of red on him. 3 is overlooking for Ross Cove, and I think we get a closer look at the seals. Oh no. 4 is from the UC Davis Marine Lab at Bodega Head. Nice. 5 is from some reef squids. Reef squids.
Cool.
Swimming around. I bet those were moving very fast and hard to get a photo of. 6 is a stumpy cuttlefish. Stumpy cuttlefish.
Stumpy.
Little stumpy cuttlefish. 7 is some garden eels. Which is neat. 8 looks like a pile of gravel, but there is a flatfish in the middle.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And 9 is a bunch of sea lions. Yeah, this is. I knew we were going to get back to the sea lions, but they're having a good time. They're just chilling.
Nice.
Or. Nice. Thank you. We have one screenshot for the month of March, and it is from Megan Leinart, and it is at a place very close to my heart.
Apparently you say that wrong.
Megan Linart? It's Linart then, because I always say Leinart. Linart,
yeah.
Okay. And Megan, it's one of those names where somebody says, here's how you pronounce it, and you go, okay, but you actually remember the wrong way. You make a point right there to remember. And Megan is so nice by not mentioning that. Megan Linart, there we go. Hello, Bloody Jones. Sorry, Jones, don't kill me for this, but this month is all about dreams, now that we can talk about it. I want to share my experience when I was in the beta and my overall impressions of it. So Megan mentions at the end, but I want to have this up the whole time because this is what Megan worked on. And whoa, I'm excited. A tease of what Megan worked on. Honestly, I didn't really end up making much because I was so busy, and really I was doing a lot of tutorials and just fiddling around. I made one thing, and that was what I call a living movie poster.
Okay.
It comes at night. I think is one of the most creepy and ominous movie posters around, and I really thought it was simple enough to stretch my legs and put to use all I learned. So I recreated the entire poster and added sound effects and music to it. This took me about 4 hours to make, and I'm going to attach a photo here. You don't have to show it, but it's here in case you guys want to check it out. I really loved doing this. It's something I want to do much more of when I get the game. The controls take some getting used to at first, but after some time moving around, I found it to be extremely easy to control. And that's like what's freaking me out is both times at preview events when I got to play it, I would be like, oh, okay, I'm finally comfortable with it. And time to put the controller down and go play Days Gone or something. The controls take some getting used to at first, but after some time moving around, I found it to be extremely easy to control. It's extremely responsive. I was using the DualShock, by the way. The menus were very organized and very quick to bring up and put away. I was actually very surprised at how easy it was to find what I wanted. There are also tons of button shortcuts to bring them up even faster. I really actually loved learning about all of the animation tools this had, into all of the gadgets and wiring triggers I was terrible at, but there's so much to this game, it's insane. You can tie music to triggers, set up your own lighting, have separate cameras and trigger them to activate when your character hits a trigger, all by wiring. You can also group your gadgets in one place to keep things organized. It was as simple or as complex as you wanted it to be. I didn't dive much into the music, but from what I did do, I loved it. The timelines were so easy to set up, and opening all of those sub-menus and seeing everything you can do just amazed me enough, even though I had no clue what it meant. Through the entire beta, I mostly practiced setting up lights, cameras, and wiring, and I had an absolute blast. The game ran extremely well. I had no bugs or crashes. Everything felt fast and intuitive. Sharing what you made and seeing other stuff was so fun. I was constantly blown away. I'm running out of words, so I'll end with this. Be very excited. Yeah, I'm super pumped. I hope Dreams just devours the showcase. I hope Dreams is its own category.
Right.
I just like get at the end and I'm just like, okay, and now the part where we do stuff with Dreams.
XWF Outlaw says they think their comment was deleted.
Good. Okay, I'll check before we head out. Let me make a note. XW Outlaw, I do not recall seeing your name there, so yeah.
I'm gonna take a quick break.
Okay.
Do you want anything out of the fridge?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
Be right back.
Yeah, I just started humming Baby Shark. I don't know why. Sorry. That is indeed what just happened. Oh, this is a good pause, because we're going to get into music and videos next. We only have a couple pages left. It's kind of a brief community showcase. We usually push 3 hours, so we're only at hour 2 right now, so it's a little bit lighter than usual. You know, obviously, the less content we get through in community showcase, the more stuff we can do to bring you more content here at Easy Allies. So when I say there's not a lot of stuff for us to go through, that's not like, oh, well, I got to post next month. You don't have to. We appreciate the $10 and above patronage on patreon.com/easyallies. Jones, thoughts on Star Wars Land coming out soon. Comes out the end of May. I'm happy it comes out the end of May because, I don't necessarily want to be there when Star Wars Land opens. That first weekend? No. Like, I'm fine. If I hear where people are like, oh, that ride is the best Disneyland ride I've ever been on in my entire life, I'd be like, it's fine. I'll wait. Like, with E3 coming up, it's like, let's just focus on E3. Let's get E3 out of the way. And then, like, late June, when, like, all the E3 craziness is over, like, yeah, it sounds like a perfect time. Month later, okay. Especially since, like, they announced the release date today, but they didn't, the launch day, but they didn't say, like, how it's gonna, Jones, did you go back and get my link that didn't work? I did not, but I will. And your name is, sorry, Nibble, I can't remember your name on Patreon, but let me know. I knew there was one other one, but I didn't. I thought that would be in my inbox in email, but it was not. I apologize. Tell me your Patreon name. Kevin Gillet. Oh, Kevin, of course. Yeah, we got a, I do have a post for you this month, Kevin, but yeah, I don't know. I did not go back and get the old one, so I'll do that too. But I have your music that you wrote for this one, and I will go back to the old post, and we will find that one. And I will get it, and we will watch it. And there will be joy! Thank you. And now's a good time, actually, yeah, to let me know if anybody left a comment or something, if anything didn't make it in. Let me know. I've decided to make the post public later because just stuff gets missed. It's just the nature of the showcase. It's the nature of working with the comment section on Patreon. And but I don't want then for somebody to jump into chat and be like, you missed mine. And I've made the post public. And so then that person can do a post and somehow sneak a post in or something. So I'll mention that after the fact. But yeah, I just do not have any rush to just like, I'd get it, Star Wars Land, especially because it's going to be there forever. Where'd I get that shirt? At an event at because we know people at Epic, and so I just showed up to the booth like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, I think it was Jeremy Hoffman. I was just like, hey, free shirt. And I was like, oh, because it was just right when Battle Royale came out, and I'm a big fan of Save the World, and I was like, oh, a Fortnite shirt. Oh, it's a Fortnite shirt of a mode I don't play that much, but no EA press conference, E3 dying. Oh, I knew EA wasn't going to be there, but yeah, they're not doing a press conference.
Oh, yeah, you didn't see that when I posted that in this morning? Yeah,
I saw that there's something about them with E3, but I didn't know about the press conference.
Yeah, so
which is weird. Are they not doing EA Play?
They're doing EA Play.
But they're not doing
like Treehouse-style live streaming.
Oh.
But they're not doing a press conference.
Crazy. Interesting. So they are going to E3.
Yeah, so they're going to be starting... Yeah, well, I mean, technically EA hasn't been at E3 for however many years that they've done EA Play.
They don't double down. They don't have a booth at the show. It's only EA Play.
Right. They have... like Battlefield and stuff like in the Microsoft booth or in the Sony booth, but they haven't had a booth themselves for years.
So we did miss one post that I'm going to go dig up from the previous showcase. So when we're all said and done, we'll have one more thing to go through. But it is headphone time. There is the volume level of a lot of these posts are kind of all over the place. So some of the stuff is a little more quieter, and the stuff that is a little bit louder, I tried to drop those levels a little bit.
Yeah, it's good there's no EA conference. They haven't been very good. I mean, and that's...
They have not. I'm sad that...
It's true.
I'm sad that Andrea Renee doesn't have a gig again this year,
yeah.
but maybe she'll be at the Treehouse stuff. All right, VG Junkie. Hey, Jones in Blood, VG Junkie here. I had to switch my song selection this month because of the guest swap, so here's one for Jones. While personally I hold Chrono Trigger and Super Mario RPG as my top 2 SNES RPGs due to not having so many random encounters, I still respect the characters and storytelling of Final Fantasy VI, especially the character arc of a certain somebody that I've mentioned in the video title. Right now, I'm just using the Community Showcase as an excuse to learn new songs with a 1-month time limit. Speaking of which, who's up next? It doesn't look like I've gotten any takers from my group of friends to go to your 3rd anniversary, so I'm going to miss yet another meetup, but I'll be enjoying it on Twitch. Speaking of which, can I get an Easy A Goddess in the chat? Let's see. I don't know.
You'll get more than one now.
Yeah, I'm not in control of that. I decided to do some direct piano MIDI capture this time around for better audio quality, but that doesn't mean that my playing is any better, though. Oh, you got several. Oh, yeah. You almost got a wall there. So yeah, this is just the greatest. This is just the greatest thing. And I think the track is literally called Celeste is the greatest. But I'm just gonna go away for a little bit. Sorry, Terra is the best.
Very nice. Jones, do you have or have you listened through any of the piano collections?
I have listened to the piano collections. I have listened through the orchestral collections. I've listened to every Black Mage album. I own. If there's a Final Fantasy VI piece of official music that somebody wanted me to spend money on, I spent it. Oh man, I love that soundtrack so much. It's an incredible piece of work, and well played, sir. Mason Victoria and Super 3D Cow in chat was like, "This is really hard to watch and see when my I'm gonna come up." I think you got at least 10 more minutes, buddy. I think you got a while. We have 5 more music posts, and like 2 or 3 videos to get through before we get to you. Mason Victoria, hi Jones and Blood. Firstly, I would like to thank you for giving us all patrons a platform to share our passions and stories about life, video games, and everything in between. We want to make sure our goals are valuable here at Patreon, so I'm glad you're enjoying it. With the rewards, rather. With the compositions I shared and created for Community Showcase, I completed a portfolio of original works that I've used to get into a master programs for composition and musical technologies starting in September. Yes! Score! My first gig as a film composer and Foley artist for an animated short film, and snag a producer role for a concert with 3 live musicians performing with the musical Artificial Intelligence. It's going to be a neat one. I also have been really lucky to connect with some fellow allies that have asked me to write music for their personal projects. It has been a little while since I last posted, and I'm hoping to produce more content to share once these projects are out of the way. But in the meantime, I would love to share this little ditty I wrote a little while back that I never ended up sharing. Love and respect, Mason Victoria. I'm so stoked to grab assets from other allies through Dreams to specifically have like a library of creators that I can just go into their stuff and it just updates. So I can just go in and Megan Linnard, I can be like, what is she working on? Ooh, she made a little teddy bear thing. I'm taking that.
Right.
Put it in my game. Mason Victoria, here we go. Take it away. Oh, this is great. I was very tired this morning when I was gathering all of this stuff, and I was just sitting in a chair listening to all this music, and I could not stand still. I could, like, I just had to start.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's too bad it's not actually from a game, so you can't submit it for Kyle's Tetris stream.
This part, when this part comes in.
Except you have Outlaw send their things back in.
Oh, they see the post? Okay. Makes me think of some delinquent setting up an item shop in a hot dog van. Yes. The moment I saw 8-bit funk, I was like, yes. Sadly, it must end. But, that funk. Samuel Cardwell. Hello, Ian and Brandon. Sorry, Blood. I just always want to have, I always seem to have music to share when Ian's on. This is the fact, this is the first proper song with lyrics that I've ever shared publicly. Oh. The lyrics were inspired by the fact that I haven't seen a single day of summer since July 2017, a result of dividing my time awkwardly between my 3 countries, Australia, the UK, and Canada.
Oh.
For my day job, I'm a PhD.
I was wondering how that worked out.
For my day job, I'm a PhD student studying the history, literature, and theology of Anglo-Saxon England. Think of Rohirrim in Lord of the Rings. Rohirrim? Rohirrim?
Where?
Rohirrim?
Oh, Rohirrim. Yeah.
Rohirrim. In Lord of the Rings, and you're pretty much there. According to the history Bede, the kingdom... the historian Bede, B-E-D-E, the kingdom of Northumbria was deciding on whether to adopt Christianity, and the king and his counselors were having a debate. One Thejan, T-H-E-G-N, Thejan?
Thane, I would guess.
One Thane. One Thane stood up and compared the present life of man on earth to the flight of a sparrow through the king's mead hall. For a brief moment within the hall, the sparrow shares in the warmth and joy of the feast, but then it passes from winter into winter again. It's a beautiful image, so I borrowed it and applied it to my own experience. I did the recording in rather straitened circumstances, so it's pretty lo-fi, but I'm pleased with it. Congratulations on the studio, Samuel. Also, any history lessons via the Community Showcase are welcome. I love it.
The smell of dried $5 heater fills the room with a certain comfort. Outside the rain is falling, with ice and snow and hail commingled. But here I am safe from winter storms. Since I've seen the summer, it's always winter, early Christmas.
Some of the harmonies in this. Really great.
I'm a lonely sparrow. I have the briefest moment of comfort within these homely walls. I pass from winter into winter. I pass from winter into winter. I pass from winter into winter.
Somebody get Don't Nod on the phone. Totally. Oh my god, this is the next Life is Strange. It's nailed it. Yeah. Never ever play guitar. I respect it so much, man.
I pass from winter into winter. I pass from winter into winter. I pass from winter into winter.
Thank you, Samuel. Brian Denew. Hello, Jones, and insert ally's name here. Like I mentioned last month, my goal for 2019 is to complete a new electronic composition every 2 weeks, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. I'm really enjoying the rhythm of starting fresh with a new idea, figuring out how to make it work, writing, editing, and finalizing a new piece so quickly. And I've been getting great feedback from everyone as I've started sharing them online. The next piece is titled Dream Sequence, a weird and wacky series of beeps and boops combined with vast drones and dissonances. Brian, my anxiety's been a little up this week because you've got a lot of stuff going on. This wrecked my anxiety as I was listening to this song.
Okay.
It's just a lot going on. But just a personal note, I enjoyed the piece of music, but it was it's tricky to listen to this morning. The sound of a robot from a 50s sci-fi movie would make when they were dreaming. If you want to listen to more, find me on SoundCloud at Brian Denew, composer. Brian Denew, composer. Note, if you don't have to read this. If you could start the recording at 5 seconds and let it run to 3:05, that would be great. I won't cut off the end of the piece. This one just barely went over the time limit. I can say for sure my submission for April will be absolutely considerably shorter. Also, if it seems too quiet, make sure the player in SoundCloud is at full volume. All right, here we go. Wait, this is front. Sorry, Brian. I think we'll let this one play a little bit longer.
Oh, it's like 3:11, yeah.
Blood wants it.
That's what the inside of this can sounds like.
Jones has tears hiding behind that smile. You know what I mean? This is legit anxiety for me in my brain. It's just every life is coming at you, you know, from like 100 different directions. This is like listening to 5 people have a conversation all at once. But I love how different everything is. There's like 40 different sounds all at once. It's like a funky rainstorm, says Green Megs in hand. I like it. Cool. Good stuff. Happy gaming. Hey there, allies. Just over a month ago, my lifelong best friend had his first child. Yay! Together, he and I spent our youth in each other's company, playing and talking about games, and him having his first son is a milestone that hit me hard, especially after moving several states away. I wanted to make him and his wife a present that could help keep their love of games alive, while helping inaugurate their newborn into the world of games at the same time as his Uncle Brian. Upon searching some, I realized that there were many albums around made specifically with game music for the purposes of lullabies for infants. So I pulled out my old Yamaha keyboard, got recording equipment set up, and made it for them. I've attached a compilation of the album, which includes several but not all of the tracks I recorded using marimba, xylophone, my guitar, and a variety of different white noise sounds. I hope everyone enjoys. Also exciting that Blood is here too, knowing that he's a fellow lover of game soundtracks. If interested, included in the order is, and I'm not going to say, because I'm going to see if you can guess them. So these are... Yeah, if the last track may be a bit stressed, this track's going to just lull me to sleep, and it's going to be wonderful. But, yeah, we'll see if Blood can get him, or if chat spoils it first.
Oh, yeah, it's a Chrono Cross.
So you know it now.
Mm-hmm.
You and VG Junkie got it, like, I literally at the same exact second. Dreams on the shores of another world with rain. Chat's got it.
It was like right on the tip of my tongue.
That was Tifa from
Oh,
Saturn.
okay. Is Chrono Trigger? No?
I know you have played this game.
Yeah, like a lot of them are just like right on the tip
Because
of
I Love You from Earthbound.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I've heard of this game. Halo Combat Evolved. That was In the Earthen Womb from Illusion of Gaia.
Ah, okay. Oh, he's a Pokemon. The crickets or whatever, cicada.
What an adorable version of the Pokemon. I love this. I love it so much. Finally. You'll probably know this.
Oh, Journey.
Yeah. That was absolutely delightful, Happy Gaming. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that would have just. I wish, like, it'd be so funny if that put us both to sleep. Like, we couldn't help it. Like, we were like actually like fighting against it. Like, wait, no one's gonna monitor the stream. Like, just take like a 5-hour nap live. That'd be really good. And Kevin Gillet with this month's submission, but I believe we missed Kevin last month, so I'm gonna dig for that from the last showcase. Along with wherever, and Ray Loaz has said Ray updated, and Ray, I don't think I have you on the list, so I think I might have missed that one too. That's why I was looking for that earlier. So yeah, sorry. But with our final music track for now, Kevin Gillet, hello Jonesworth. Happy third anniversary month to this alliance. I'm excited for the celebrations and Mysterious Monster Mash, which I will definitely be not attending, but watching from afar. In fact, 9,469 kilometers and 900 meters away. Give or take a few meters. Funny thing, this Monday I forgot about Cup of Jones until almost 1.5 hours after the start time, and lo and behold, when I finally tuned in, it was just starting exactly as late as I was to the second. Must have been a pain for you dealing with YouTube. It always is. No, I'm kidding. But it was at least a beautiful, happy accident for me. Less funny things. One of the first things Jones says in that cup is that Ian won't be there for the showcase, when my submission this month was kind of Ian-centric. Oh well, it won't be the first time I submit an EZA-inspired piece of music when the most appropriate ally isn't there. The idea for this month's submission came after listening to the most recent fiasco, Backstage Fiasco, a really fun one by the way, and I thought back on some of my favorite fiascos, which includes a super heroic fiasco from almost 2 years ago. In this one, the very wonderful Dr. Thomas Hink graced us with a superhero whose power is to be a mind-numbingly boring bureaucrat called the Bureaucratter. So tedious that you fall into a stupor, he overwhelms you with tedium. Stand in this lane. I'm going to take your picture, but it's not going to look good. That's a quote from the episode. And now I seem to have written some music inspired by this character. This is pretty much my first time writing a piece of music like this one, so bear with me, and I hope you enjoy. Amour et respect, Kevin Gillet. I like that we have two different translated love and respects. Where did it go? Where did it go? Did I put it under videos? Did I put it under videos? Well, I have Ray Luaz's video there, but I don't have it in the post, and I don't have... Kevin, where did it go? Why did I not... Okay. I've slipped through the cracks. I don't have this one either. Boy, Kevin, I'm being extremely mean to you.
Why?
All right. We will have a Kevin party at the end of the showcase, and I will get to that. Man, there's always something. It just never fails. It's like... There's a lot of stuff.
Oh, they're saying you said the link didn't work. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, right. Yeah, I did mention on there. Okay. That's what I was talking about. Okay, yeah. Then I will get it before we finish. Okay, yeah. Because I did click on that. It was on YouTube, but yeah, and it didn't work. So I will fix that. Okay, great. We can move on to video. And now, to kick off video.
And now.
The moment we've all been waiting for. The showcase would not be the same without an update from Michelle Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, everybody. This month, I'm going to be discussing the game's plot. I've been really dreading this because even
yes,
though
let's
the
get into
story
it.
is the aspect of the game I feel most confident in, I've always been a bit shy about talking about it. I should also mention that the game's working title is Unusuals. You'll see that pop up a lot.
Unusuals?
It's the original title from when I was 10.
Wow.
I'm still working on thinking of a better one, so please bear with me.
Kind of a cool title.
As I've mentioned previously, the game's story centers around the ruling body of a small nation. That nation was formed by magic users and people who were accused of witchcraft following the witch hunts of the 16 and 1700s. In modern times, the nation operates internally as a normal functioning government and externally as a large-scale organized crime syndicate. Their criminal activities fund most of the needs of the nation itself. The story opens up on the crowning of two new reluctant leaders and follows them as they struggle to manage both sides of their duties. The story is split up into two sides. Side A follows Pernell as she tries to manage and expand the kingdom. Side B follows Vincenzo as he handles the kingdom's criminal activities and attempts to take down the main antagonists of the game, an organization that's believed to be responsible for many of the murders of their citizens. As it stands at the moment, the game is split up into 6 chapters, not counting the prologue. There are some branching paths and multiple endings, but not
failure, game
crazy
over.
Amount. I've been really focusing on trimming the fat and making sure that all of the content that's in the game is content that's super narratively interesting and worth the player's time. This has honestly been a big challenge for me. It's really hard for me to completely cut out characters and storylines, especially those that have been with me since the very beginning. I think I found a pretty good solution though. Cut characters have been repurposed as minor NPCs and quest givers. That way I can ensure that every character you meet in the game will at least be well developed and interesting. As for cut storylines, they can be repurposed to make a spoiler-free demo down the line. The reason why I'm talking about the game's story this month is that February for me is Research and Organization Month. Heavy emphasis on organization this time around, just a lot of tying down the little details and timelines of the events that go into the game's story. That's gonna do it for me this month. In case anyone was wondering, I'm very much Team Shield and Sobble is everything to me. I am extremely excited to be attending the EZA Year 3 celebration. It'll be my first time going, and I just cannot wait.
Oh, I can't wait to meet you.
Love and
Nice.
respect, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Oh boy. And yeah, I love how every update, like, there's no, the music's just kind of thrown on there. It's like, oh, here's a track I wrote. And it's like this song right now. The music in the game is so great. So Eduardo's jumping in with a very long comment. I'm going to read this comment as this video plays. We usually, I do not promote having a gigantic comment and a video that we're supposed to watch, but the video is about the comment, and I will give Eduardo a pass because Eduardo had a very exciting month because they premiered the Demagnet, their new game on the Easy Allies podcast.
Which I'm going to see at GDC.
Nice. So that was very exciting. So this is about that with some B-roll in the background. So let's see if this times out correctly. Hey Brandon and Blood, I'm Eduardo, Bitcake and D-Magnet's game designer, and I wanted to come here on this creative space to give you a huge thanks to all of you in the community and share D-Magnet's story and why you are all unknowingly a much bigger part of the game than you might think. So, in 2008, I was in the second half of my first year of university to become a future game design bachelor when I discovered the wonderful world of gaming blogs and websites. It wasn't long before I was non-stop refreshing Joystick, Kotaku, and watching every single review on GameTrailers.com. Among my friends, the only reviews that we counted as valid in order to get a game were GTs. I don't know if it was because of the wonderful scripts or Jones's soothing voice. The fact of the matter is that Game Trailers was always our stop for great reviews and the latest trailers and shows. It was because of GT that I discovered Angry Video Game Nerd, Pack Attack, Trailer Academy, which taught me way more than my university ever did about making a good trailer. Bonus round, and my favorite, Hey Ash, What You Playing? Me and my friends loved watching Ashley Birch and her brother doing crazy videos, and we soon decided that one day we would make a game and try to get her to voice something. Remember, this is 2008, 2009, she would debut in Borderlands 2 in 2012. I also had a personal dream that I would one day have a game that I worked on get a Game Trailers review, even if that review was bad. You can imagine how I felt when Game Trailers was shut down and when I realized that after Horizon it would be almost impossible to reach and work with Ashley. But as Shia LaBeouf would say, don't let your dreams be dreams. The year is 2011, and I'm graduating with the highest score a graduation project ever got in my university.
Wow.
It was praised a lot by the teachers and everyone that played it. This game was called D-Magnet, a portal-like, but with magnetism instead of portals. Here's a video of that game. We now jump forward to 2017. I'm now BitCake's co-founder and game designer, and we're presented with the possibility of getting funding for a new game, but we need a new project quickly, and we don't have anything prototyped yet. The thing is, we tried and we loved VR. It was definitely something that we would love to do. And it was something we would definitely love to do. I then had the idea of remaking D-Magnet, but in VR, and throwing away everything, but keeping the core concept of magnetism-based mechanics. The team greenlit the idea, and we got the funding. That's when my evil mind started to work, and when I realized the time was nigh to fulfill my dreams. Early on, we decided that the game would feature voice acting, and when we talked to our Brazilian recording partners and looking at some English voice actors' reels, I casually asked, "Do you think we could get Ashley Birch?" He said, "Well, we can try." Long story short, come back and forth, and he said that Ashley liked our game's concept and early stuff, and she accepted doing our main character. I couldn't believe it.
Nice.
And do you know what else? He said that on the recording day, I could be there on Skype to help direct her. I was like, what? I can do that? Yes, allies, I not only got Ashley Birch on D-Magnet, but I also got to direct her acting. You guys have no idea how I felt during that recording session. You couldn't be more nervous and excited than I was. After that, I needed part 2 of the dream. That would require some dream adaptation because GT was no more, and some sweet talking my way into getting funding approval. You already know that I got it. I was stoked to have D-Magnet announced on the podcast that I've been listening to since the first episode of GT Time. It was very magical, having both dreams achieved in a single project. I'm really happy right now, even if people come out saying that the game sucks. I know I not only did my best on this game, but this project is the culmination of more than 10 years of dreaming and waiting for the right moment. Sorry for this huge letter. I really wanted to share the story with you all. Keep doing the best you can and keep dreaming, because one day the opportunity will come for you to fulfill it. Love and respect, Eduardo Lampot. And
Wow.
Eduardo was a name I recognized from the GT days too, and so when Eduardo reached out for the podcast, I was like, I remember you, and he was like, what? So,
yeah,
it's fun.
He also does the some of the forum posts, like the bet tracker and stuff.
Oh, all these worlds coming together.
Oh wait, no, sorry, that's a different.
Okay.
Different Ed.
Okay.
I've got them mixed up, but I
Don't-
do remember the name.
I mean, we're all feeling very good for Eduardo right now. Don't
Yeah.
lump more achievements on him that he has not accomplished. Let's just celebrate the ones that he has. And you know what's funny is I was like, D-Magnet. And I messaged him, I'm like, I want to say D-Magnet, but there's an E on the end, and so I don't know. Let me just make sure I pronounce that correctly. And he sent me a message. He said, here's the protagonist saying it. And I was like, okay. And it was the main character saying, like, welcome, this is D-Magnet. And I was like, that sounds like actually pretty. I got it. I'm like, well, who knows? I mean, it might be. I don't know. It's just one sentence, but that's funny. I'm excited for this. Alexander Zarianov, who only posts one comment, easy ally, Daniel Bloodworth.
What is this class called? Bloodworth?
The wine.
I made it with a cow.
Blood is hype, man. Yeah, he is.
Hey, Bloodworth, start dancing.
No dance.
It's really good, Blood.
I doubt it. Yeah, I'm definitely not enjoying it. Can you at least admit that the majority of side quests in this game are garbage?
Is it scary to know that at all times Blood is listening to everything you say?
Blood probably has he's like the architect from Matrix 2. He just has screens playing all our stuff because
Yeah.
he sees everything.
He does. You think he doesn't see you spreading around these links? Blood sees it. Sees it all. You better start saying thanks, Blood, because he's not getting it. He's not getting on your case.
What else there was? Whoops.
Silly Bloodworth.
I can go both ways.
Blood dropped his Forza review? Nice. What'd he give it? What did Blood give it? I need to know.
I love the idea of like a separate line for Bloodworth music.
How do you manage it, or what are your pro strats? Do you
I don't.
The structural integrity of the house would become most compromised if you remove Daniel Bloodworth.
Blood's got all the codes.
He's yours for life, bro.
Yeah.
I see Blood 5 years at a cushy office at Nintendo. Just living it up.
I mean, I could probably make that happen whenever I want to.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's the mystery of Bloodworth, or those statements.
Yes.
That you're like, Bloodworth has killed a boar.
Wow.
Oh, Blood's in chat. Nice. What's up, Blood?
That's crazy to have all that stuff.
I know.
Not
only you,
references.
but people mentioning you in those other videos.
There's a couple in there that it wasn't even aware of.
Go back.
Yeah.
Go back a ways. Alexander, those are just phenomenal. I love that. Thank you so much. Benny Samuelson. I missed the live showcase last time, but watched it later on Twitch and was so delighted by everyone's reaction to my crazy story about the racing game. Sorry for not mentioning the name of my game last time. I didn't want to make it a promo piece and anger the Jones banhammer. I wish I had the strength to banhammer people. Judging from Mr. Jones in chat's reaction, that was a huge mistake, so this time, screw it. I'll show you the trailer so everyone knows the name Road Club League Racing, which a few of you remembered and guessed correctly in chat. I'm flattered. The trailer took about a month to record gameplay, design, edit, and create motion graphics. Thanks, Mirza, for the edit and animation. By the way, I'd love to make a Switch port if we're allowed by the gatekeepers at Nintendo, cross your fingers, or your regional equivalent, and we'll see. So...
Your regional equivalent of fingers?
Of fingers. Anything you got. Anything you can cross.
Oof. Oh, nice.
Nice. You know what I love about that? That baby's a minute. Yes. That is the exact correct length of the trailer for that game. Excellent. Any specific racing notes? As somebody who likes a lot of racing games?
It's
not
just,
to peg you as the racing guy all the
it's
time.
that kind of subgenre of racing is really interesting because you don't see a whole lot of it. There's a real world racing that I played a couple years back at GT, and then I want to say there's another one that came out on Switch last year. But yeah, you don't see too much of the top down stuff.
Joseph Caruso, I've mentioned a few times during these community showcases the joys of attending MagFest, an annual video game convention, but this time I wanted to share a highlight from the event that has been happening for 5 years running now. My brother cosplaying as Voldo from Soul Calibur. Being a former gymnast, he has nailed the character's unnerving walk cycle, backwards speed walking, and as you'll see from this short clip, much more. One year he actually got first place in the costume contest against roughly 100 different contestants, but a Captain Falcon cosplayer accidentally Falcon punched him afterwards, breaking his nose. True story. So sadly, we don't have footage of that. That's not going to be what we're watching. And I got to jump ahead because it starts at 35 minutes of a very, very long clip. But we got the whole clip in here. So I'll set this up.
So Voldo and Smash next then?
Yeah. Joseph Crusoe. Where are you, Joseph Crusoe?
Could you imagine we had a Smash Direct, Voldo joins the battle?
Oh man, I'm so ready for that. Why did I not get this footage? I saw it and I downloaded it and I put it... Weird. It might be, maybe I didn't just drag it in. Okay. Second to last one. I botched 2. So we got 3 to pick up. Weird, I've seen this video. I don't know why I've seen it, but did not prepare it and have it ready for you all right now. Let me just do one last check that I don't have it.
This is music.
But music and video are both videos, so sometimes I lump one with the other. And we don't have... Wait a minute. Wait just a minute.
Wait just a minute.
I wrote down a different name. Maybe I wrote down the wrong name, because I don't recognize that name on here. No. Weird. So I have a video without a name, and I have a name, and I don't have a video. Okay, wild. The Super 3D Cow is the last person on the list. So that's so strange. Okay, I don't want to just play that random video if that's not the video. Finally, hopefully Super 3D Cow is here. He said he wanted to watch this live. And it's difficult while he's at work. But we were wrapping up the video section with another update on Super 3D Cow. And you have seen these before? You've been on the showcase with him playing the arcade, the music, the Japanese music game with this crazy arcade board.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So here's another update from Super 3D Cow. Take it away. And he's here, yay!
Hello, Easy Allies. I think it is time that I stop goofing around and show you some real challenging songs now. This next one I will play for you is a level 42, and I can only beat it sometimes. The previous songs I played on here were level 37. That might just seem like a small difference, but as you'll see, it is not. Also, let's make this high stakes. I will only do one attempt on this song, no re-recording, so if I lose, I lose. So buckle up. It's time for Overheat Type P.
Okay.
Tang tang.
Here we go. Are you ready?
For all intents and purposes, is a musical instrument that he's playing. I mean, it's like requires just as much dexterity and memorization.
That's so hard to do.
I like the commentary. I think it's the first time we've ever got commentary while he's playing it. So, I mean, live commentary. And he usually talks over these bloods, so I don't know if we're gonna get flagged for this. We'll see.
Yeah.
There's no lyrics, so I think these were all just weird songs.
Yeah, we'll just have to keep talking. We'll keep talking right now.
Yeah, blah. Yeah, I guess I'm impressed, kind of.
We'll listen to... Good grief, though.
We'll see how much of a Super 3D Cow you are.
Man. The speed of it all. It's like, I don't even know how you recognize, like, what is there before it happens.
The front row v back row is just bonkers.
Right.
But I guess it's all in a straight line, right? So it's like, yeah, it's gray, then yellow, then green, then blue, then red, then blue. Yeah. Killing it. Oh, big finish. Yeah!
Wow.
Nailed that way better than I usually do.
It's right. You need that extra pressure.
The ending part's well. It's got in the groove.
B!
Thank you so much.
Come on. These games are
I wonder if there's
brutal,
like
these
some
rankings,
constant
man.
currency that he's earning from playing all of those things. So, okay, wait. And then I also have a video from... I have two videos that I have no post for. Ray Luaza said I changed it, and so I was going to check that out later. But I have your video queued up, but I guess that you updated that. And again, there's like differences also between Twitch names and...
okay, so their
video is outdated. Sorry.
Okay.
So I'm grabbing another video right now, Ray, or we're not showing your video. Update me on what we're going to do, and then I'm gonna take a quick research break, and then I need to find Kevin's other video, or Kevin's video that didn't play, the video from XWF Outlaw, the post that apparently is up there now, and Joseph Caruso has a video. Matt B1 on here on Twitch. I don't know if that's also your name on Patreon. Let me know, Matt. You said, did you get my post in there? There's a new video. Okay, so I am getting the replacement. So I'll write Ray on there. So 5. 5 is a bad number. But Matt B1, let me know if you're still around, if if your name is the same on Patreon or if that is a different Patreon name. An actual research break, and then I will research this.
Matt
Bullenbach. Oh, Bullenbach. Do I have? I think I might have you. Yeah, that's another situation where I don't have the text, but I have your video. Man, there was not time this week to double check everything, and also just double checking before we get to these pickups. Mike Hook says hi. Not Jack says save, but did not get a post from Not Jack. Ibrahim Sover also says, "What is love, baby? Don't hurt me." And I need a hero. With our both lyrics, 2 songs. William Penny says hold, and Kiraz says hold, and Terrence Karen says hold the phone, and Isaiah Sanchez says hold. But as of 8:15 this morning, just less than 4 hours before this went live, it all still said hold, so I double-checked those. So I'm going to go full cam, and now Blood is going to entertain all of you while I take a break and find those other videos.
Breaking time.
I'll be back.
Man, entertaining you.
Yep.
What are we doing? What are we doing, chat? Oh. This is fun. No, seriously, thank you guys for submitting all this stuff. It's pretty crazy to go through all these, and again, like the speed on getting through some of these edits is nuts. To have all that stuff, I just have to imagine that Alexander has been working on those things, just has them at the ready for whenever somebody comes up. No way. XWF Outlaws on a bus on the way to Captain Marvel. Nice. Gonna get Forza Mobile? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Is Porky Pig next to the goddess? Yes! Porky Pig is on the goddess's shoulder. Oh, goodness. What was my favorite Pokemon? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I do like the is it Pick-a-Peck or whatever? The one that's, it's in Sun and Moon that looks like a pileated woodpecker, but that's just because I like pileated woodpeckers because I grew up with those.
Sorry, I'm gonna boot up.
And they're pretty, like, prehistoric looking. Can you feel Sophie's stare? That's a kind stare. Pick-a-Peck is in the drawing, yeah. Jones, did you notice Porky on the goddess's shoulder over there?
Nice. Did we get that?
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent.
It was a strong reveal.
I did not notice. Strong reveal. Okay.
Jones is searching.
Here we go. Patreon.com/easyout.
On the search. Well, Google's got a funny thing going on today, huh? Porky is always watching. I don't know. From that game, I think you'd be more disturbed by Daffy. If we get like a Daffy Duck with teeth, that'll be the more disturbing thing. But yeah, so the other, the triple embargo night. So I put up Days Gone at midnight, and then I just stayed up through the night waiting for a Jones edit on Devil May Cry. But I got through most of my GD.
I told you to go to bed and watch it at 7.
I know.
Did you stay up anyway?
I stayed up, and well, you said you would be done around 4 or 5.
I thought. I wasn't done until like 5:45. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're like, you'd be awake to check notes at 7. That's what you said. But but I got through my GDC schedule. I still have a couple of things, and then since then there's been like 20 more emails about GDC. But yeah, Day Magnate was on one of those lists, and like, all right, I'm signing up for that. Blood Mother 3 stream is going to be regular Friday thing. Yeah, regular Friday thing, except for obviously when they do a full playthrough Fridays. I may either not do it that week or do a different day. And then and then there's Blood Pack days too. Blood Pack may actually end up being the thing that moves this month, because if we do, we're probably going to end up doing the first full play Friday on that day. My thoughts on Days Gone. I haven't seen the latest build, so yeah, I hope. It sounds like it's performing a lot better. But I've always felt like that game is. It's all about the dynamic nature of the world. Oh, there's some sound. So.
Hopefully, chat can't hear that. I muted the desktop.
Oh, okay. So I'm just curious about. Curious how some of those things are going to work. Curious how, the gangs and freakers and all of that stuff end up interacting, and then just regular wildlife like those bears and stuff. Can't get over how long Batman's legs are. Yeah, he's a tall guy. I think part of it too is you don't really get a sense of knees. There's no knees in that. Is a game for full playthrough a secret, or have you not? We have not decided yet.
We have lots of suggestions.
We got a list of about a dozen, and then I know we want to take some suggestions. Not that they will dictate anything or be like a vote, but just to get more brainstorm, more ideas into the pot. And then there are some things that Damiani's already adding like 30, 40-hour games onto the list. But yeah, there are some things that aren't even out yet that we want to do when they do come out, like Crystal Chronicles HD and Link's Awakening. Would there, if I had my way, would there still be no 10s in the EZA era? What? I didn't have anything to do with there not being any 10s before. I don't. I never shot down a 10. Nobody attempted to give a 10. Do I regret? I didn't give Last Guardian a 10. I gave Last Guardian 5 stars. That is a different score.
Okay. Oh, I do have it. I just haven't. Okay.
You have it, but you haven't.
Yeah, I have it, but I don't have it.
Okay.
I didn't
Where
write
did
down
I
Matt
get
Bolenbach's
these
thing, but I do have Matt
shoes?
Bolenbach's comment. And then I have one
Where did
more.
I get these shoes? This is a Bass. It's a Bass outlet store, which last time I was in Florida, they were in the middle of shutting down. So I popped in there to see if they had any more, but they didn't have any. It was practically cleared out at that point.
Okay.
Yeah, the outlet mall back home in Florida tends to be about the only time I buy clothes.
Okay.
Chad, let me know if you can hear me. I'm Salad Mike now, and I will handle this from Salad Mike. Good. Can you hear me on? Am I getting levels? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
they
getting
hear you.
levels. I can
Okay.
see levels. Okay, everybody. We have a submission. Is this video or I'm not sure, from Nicholas Hooper, who says, this time I went a little, might be music or just a video. This time I went a little more serious with my submission. Cheers to all the positivity on the last one. I'm going to steal these back. So I can listen to it too.
You're doing that from over there?
I'm doing it all from over here.
It's kind of weird with your disembodied voice, though.
Sorry. Oh, you can hear me through the headphones, though?
No, I can't hear you, but I'm just like
This is
staring
true.
at the program screen, and I'm just looking at your disembodied voice, I guess.
So here we go. Oh, right.
Oh, your video's still muted. Jones. Jones!
Oh.
Video
They
still
can't hear
muted.
it. They can't hear it. Sorry. Let's take it over. Back. Sorry.
Up until now, my videos have been fairly silly. But today, I'd like to take the opportunity to talk about something a little more serious. Now that serious thing is... It was a trick! It was a trick! It's another bloody product review. It was a trick. I'll keep making them until you start bloody liking it. It was a trick. Oh, what a good trick. It was -20 Nicky Piss. 10 bloody million Tricky Boy points.
If you wanted to trick people, maybe don't put product review in the title.
You didn't trick shit. 10 million points.
Mascot Review.
The likeness of any character featured in this video was created for the purpose of parody and critique. The creator of this video is not the copyright holder of the original intellectual property and does not purport to have any right to the further application of same.
Mascot Review.
Sakuraki, the cherry blossom bay.
I don't know. What is that, like a penguin? A chicken? Look, whatever, it doesn't matter. There's nothing tough about a flower. There's nothing tough about a chicken. This one gets a 3.8. Alright, that was pretty impressive. It gets a 4.5.
Big King Zao.
Now here is a mascot. He's a mountain. He's a king. He's a bloody 9.0. 9.0.
It's so odd.
What are you kidding? 0.
Final product score.
What about me?
Nice.
Am I a good mascot?
You are simply the worst. You're simply the worst mascot. To this day, it fills me with rage that there is a game in which I get you as my starter Pokemon. And then you can't even evolve you into the far superior version of you. I hate you.
Okay.
That didn't make sense for you, Blad. It made perfect sense for me. I was all over that. Okay, so I didn't have. Try to find that. A lot going on here. A lot of moving parts.
Moving parts.
But yeah, that. Here we go. Ahoy, Mr. Jones, Mr. Bloodworth, and my fellow allies. This is from Matt Bolenbach. Today I offer another tune for the ages, and I'm personally, me, Brandon Jones, am insulted with myself that I neglected to include this. I had the video prepared, but I just, for some reason, did not copy over the text because this is so important to me. The theme of Simon from Super Castlevania 4. As promised, I captured my own footage. Nothing fancy, but it sure feels good. All my songs are available to download for free at matt/b.bandcamp.com. Please enjoy. P.S. My foot is healing up nicely.
Nice.
Do you know the context behind Matt Bolenbach's foot?
Oh, that's the car, right?
Twas upon Matt's foot that his car fell when he was working on it and listening to the Easy Allies podcast at the same time. So we are wonderful to hear that you are doing well. Let us rock out to some of your fine tunes. SNES would get crushed to the bad frame rate and be like, oh, so awesome! So intense! Double whip, nice. Backwards, nice. We're walking to the scene.
Hit him.
That actually reminds me of like one of the weird, frustrating things about capture is that like sometimes good gameplay is bad capture.
Sure.
You know, it's like how many times during like the Souls retrospective where you like, Brad, just look at the boss. Just look at the boss.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
stop and
He's
look at the
running
boss.
away from stuff constantly. I'm like, even if you know it's gonna kill you or something, or even like get killed. Like even if you know, because I think like even reviews, they'll be like, oh, I'm getting bad footage because I'm not doing well at the game. And sometimes your best strategy will be like hiding behind something, or you know, you should just get especially for something like Souls, just get completely destroyed. Or like when he would begin to die, he would stop the capture, and I'm like, I need you dying. I need a shot of you dying, and you died coming up. Like he was ashamed.
Yeah, for sure.
He was
Absolutely.
ashamed. All right. Let me grab the window here. Okay, we do have that. Good time screen. Capture.
Ultima wouldn't allow it.
Okay. I think we might be good. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. This is Ray Lueza.
Yeah. So this one's from Ray. Okay, cool. And I will. That is that right there. Okay. And then, let me read Ray's post first. Hello, allies. I decided to bet against Kyle's ability to win at Tetris 99. So for this month, I'm at the $20 tier. I don't care. It's my pleasure to support you guys, and I'm honored to be in the showcase.
Nice.
I was going to post my EZA cross Pokemon portraits here and let you comment on them. And while that would have been fun for me, it may be kind of boring for everyone else, so I did a video instead. However, it was a very last-minute thing, so image quality is garbage, the audio levels are a mess, and it ends super abruptly. It's also unintentionally very cheesy. I think it's the song, but it's the only one I could think of last minute that fits and wouldn't be a copyright trap. As for the portraits themselves, I know a lot of them aren't great, but I'm still super proud of what I've done and how my style has evolved. That's it. Let me know your favorites. Love and respect, Ray.
It's covered in cheese.
Ah.
Nope. Nice.
We will always be around. And if you trip and fall, stumble through it all, we will always be around. Talk about you.
I met a lot of communities as I was growing up. Not a single community as amazing as Easy Allies. What you guys are.
I've been out here doing this for 104 weeks. Every week.
Rose petals. There were only supposed to be flowers in Act 2. The fucking glutinous pig.
Sometimes it's hard, and life is a desert.
Hogue.
Innumerable horrors. The only thing I'm afraid of is
whether you're starting a business at level 1, stuck fighting the dreaded fundraising loss, or finally cashing out
Got you in, bud.
learned high score, you need a good business lawyer at your side.
And since I don't believe in God or fate, I'm forced to reconcile the meaninglessness of life with enjoying.
I love how they're all making goofy faces.
Anybody's life. And so I watch where I walk and what I say. if I will die alone. And really, all I want to do.
Shut up, bitch! You don't know my life. You don't know my type. You don't know my world.
Me feel a little bit better about going through their lives at whatever speed they go.
Here, you just go there. I'll wrap it up. Okay. So thanks for watching
Community Showcase.
I'm your host, Amanda Troop. And yeah, you know, I answered questions that you asked, and they were good answers. Mostly good. There was that one thing I did with the apple crisp, little dubious. Yep, gonna work on that. Gonna work on that. But otherwise, enjoy. Cheers, everybody.
Nice.
Thank you, Ray. Okay. Okay, here is we finally have this clip from Joseph Caruso, and we talked about this. This is MagFest. This is the Voldo costume. This is what kicked it all off. Here we go.
Yeah. So next up, watch that step, is a very, very familiar face.
If you've been here before, you know who this is.
Wow. This.
Kill it with fire. That's amazing. Thank you for the update. All right. Yes. Okay. So we read Kevin Gillet's comment, but the bureaucrator was not available, or yet. But we have it now. So here's the song inspired by Ian's dad's character on Fiasconauts.
Oh wow, yeah, this is cool. Grim Fandango vibes, yeah.
Sure. A little bit of L.A. Noire in there.
Yeah, it's good art too. Yeah, definitely pass that over to Ian on Twitter or something.
Yeah, I'll send that over as well. But beautiful. And finally, the last thing that we will see, which is more Disneyland, which of course I enjoy. And I'm so happy that is included. that was from XWF Outlawed, but it vanished. Hello, good afternoons, and Jones, and Brad, or no, I mean Ian. I mean Bloodworth, or whoever decides to join us today, and chat. Today I want to show off my Disney World photos I teased a few months back and hope you all enjoy. Overall, getting to cover all 4 parks in 4 days was a blast, and if you like what you see, there are more links in this comment to view. P.S. I would be remiss if I didn't promote again this month the unofficial EZA community meetup at Disneyland Friday, March 22nd. If you're coming to LA to catch the Easy Allies Mysterious Monster Mash, join us allies at Disneyland the day before and come to have some fun. Details can be found at forums.easyallies.com. See you at the Mash. Love and respect. And there are 22 photos in here. He told me to pick my 9 favorites, but really wanted to include the one at the very bottom. So I'm going to start with the one at the very bottom. And I've actually seen this image in... Let me see if this... no, sorry, it's right here. There you go. And I'm familiar with this. I've seen this in Disney Infinity, actually. But, like, I don't know... Is that the Tron coaster? I'm not sure what that is.
Isn't that an Epcot?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Actually, let me get all the image in there. There we go.
Definitely gives me Epcot vibes.
Let me here. So we'll go from the bottom and go up. So yeah, okay. I'm not quite sure. Maybe he'll say in chat, and then yes. This image is yes. There's a lot I'm liking there. They do a lot of stage stuff in Florida too. I'm assuming this is at Studios. Because that's where Star Tours is, and I think where they do a lot of the Star Wars stuff.
There are more. Click the bottom.
Oh, load 4 more images. Oh, so that's not the one that he... Okay. So we've done 2 already. Technically, I'm going through.
Whoa.
Oh, yes. Okay. Here we go.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Hold on. More space required. Oh, yeah. Can't even fit this beauty all in one frame. Ugh. They can do holidays, I'm telling you. That park can do holidays. Beautiful. Okay, so that was our 3rd image. We go to image number 4, which is a labyrinth of some type. Is this going into some line or something? I wonder.
I mean, unless you just want to show all of them, because you said to pick your 9 favorites. If you just pick the next one, then that's kind of burning one.
They're all my favorites, though. I have to scroll. It's just there's Everest. There's the thing that the Yeti's broken on. That's a beautiful picture. It's like a postcard picture right there. And Everest is very cool. And then there's like this stage area that
yeah.
I wonder if I would assume they do like water shows in the river there, but I've yet to see something there. Here, I'll scroll past those. Okay, it's the Avatar stuff. Nice.
Oh, okay.
This would be one of my favorites. Because I've yet to see that park. Oh yeah, and there's all the rocks suspended above.
Do the floating rocks. That's funny.
Beautiful. Yeah, those are fun. Sure. Here we go. I'll pick that one. That one's pretty cool. I'm assuming maybe that's an Epcot? We would assume?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like
it's a favorite. I enjoyed that one.
England area.
Oh, yeah. The Hollywood Tower. Especially because I miss it, too, because the Tower of Terror is closed. It is now a Guardians ride. And the Hollywood Tower Hotel in Florida is way bigger than the hotel that we have. And it's on a hill to boot, so it's just really, really impressive when you see it. I've lost count. I think I would have 2 or 3 more.
It's Florida, so I would call that a mound.
Yeah, let's put an AT-AT in there for good measure. There we go.
They're not natural hills.
Nice. We get Buzz in there because the new Toy Story Land opened. So this is another thing that I've yet to see. So, oh yeah, Haunted Mansion. There we go. Of course.
Yeah.
Got to get Haunted Mansion in there. And sure, and there's also I'll conclude on this one, but yeah, their Thunder Mountain is also better than ours. There's some line interactivity. You can't see it here, but when the ride loops in somewhere around here, I'm sorry, not here, here. There's like a place in line when you're in this building that you can hit buttons and like shoot water at the people when they're on the ride. And I always appreciate that stuff. So I scrolled by some other images. I think I did it justice.
Justice.
And
Sweet
I don't know
justice.
if Matt B1 chimed in, but I wasn't sure if he said if I got his post. And I am known to miss posts as hard as I try. I'm known to miss guests. I missed 2 guests and 6 posts this episode of the Community Showcase. But Blood is relatively close to this studio and was able to fill in at the last minute. And so, before I thank, obviously, our wonderful community for entertaining us so much this afternoon, I'll thank you to Mr. Daniel Bloodworth for coming in, being called Ian several times, and chatting about all of the things. Some of those were up your alley, despite you not being the intended
not even the second intended ally this month. But again, I will. I think the rough schedule is to get Brad back in because he is the next person on the list. To get Brad in for the month of April, and then get Ian in for the month of May. And then, boy, E3's coming up, isn't it? But this is so much fun, not only to get caught up on all of your creative projects.
Yeah, June probably have to be different.
But to learn all of your various talents. Like, I love we have people like Kit, who's just like, oh, look, I just stitched this thing. You know, I'm just learning to do this. It's like, that's amazing. Or people, it's like, oh, yeah, I know you know me for doing all of these various things, but I also enjoy writing or doing this other stuff. And so we spend so much time producing stuff for all of you to enjoy that it's really great and really difficult to end a stream if you don't have the mouse.
Really difficult.
It actually ends the stream. You get the mouse tangled in the headphone cables. But here we go. Yeah, and again, if you're just tuning in or you're watching this on YouTube, oh, come on. We are Easy Allies. We are a YouTube channel and a Twitch channel, but primarily, obviously a Twitch channel, but we have a Patreon, patreon.com/easyallies. You can go there and financially support us. That is why this show exists, whether you're checking it out on YouTube or on Twitch. If you're on Twitch right now and you want to watch this later, you can go check out the prior community showcases if you want some context from Michelle Jackson or from some of the other stuff that we referenced. Again, $10 and up subs at the last week of the month. I've been a little tardy in putting up that post, but it is supposed to go up a week before when the showcase is going to be, the month after, at least, so you have time to get all of those posts and suggestions ready. And again, if you're at the $10 level or above, you will see that post, then you can submit. Right now, I'm going to make that post public, so if there's anything, if you're like, that music was really great, I want to go check out that SoundCloud account, that art was really rad, I want that on my iPhone, or I want a high-res version of that, or I just want to revisit the joy that we just experienced in these 3+ hours of going through all this amazing stuff. You can do that. Patreon.com/easyallies. Just look for Community Showcase. If you click Posts, there are tabs on the left. One of those is Community Showcase, and obviously March will be the top, but you can also go through all of the ones in
I try to remember if I put that link in the video description too on YouTube, but
yes.
No guarantees that my memory will. will
no guarantees that I will get these. I try so hard. I always like scroll up too. Like I'll grab a comment and I'll paste it onto like this document, and then I'll make sure I have the media, and then I'll go back and I'll always scroll up to the one and I'll be like, that was the one I just before that. Okay, got it. And I will still miss a ton of people. But you are all so forgiving and so damn talented, and this is always so much fun to go through everybody's work. And I look forward to the next month of work. Again, my DMs are open on Twitter. Brandon@EasyAllies is my email. If we skipped anything, missed anything, let me know, and we'll do our best to pick it up the next month. But things slip through the cracks. Lots of submissions, lots of fun stuff to talk about. Have a wonderful March, and we'll see you at the next Community Showcase the following month. Thanks again, Bud.
All right, bye-bye.
Take care, everybody.